Oh crap, I forgot to update the title. I always do this, man. I start the stream and I'm like, oh, I forgot to update the title, so like the VOD is like the wrong title. Sucky. Al Grand Finals. Finals analysis at see coaching and juice. Always juice. Huh? Okay. The Great Tomato Cage dearth of 29. Fine. Hey, Slugger. You're only here for the drops? Yeah, you're hilarious. Oh, hey, Vrashi. Hey, Jolly. Yeah, well, okay, can I be honest? What is going on with the World Cup? Is it starting? When is it starting? People are talking about like, oh, I'm not getting my drops. I'm like, bro, when did it start? I look at like previous streams from Play Overwatch and I see nothing. Like, does anyone even know what's going on? Like, hello? When? Where? Who? How? I don't even know what's going on anymore, mate. Talking about the cat, right? Oh, wow. I got it! Hey, McCroggle.
Exclamation mark drops.
I guess I could add drops to my title, but add drops to my title. Okay. How mid-season grand finals and now thank you. Analysis at 4:20 p.m. EST. I don't know. I'll change it in a second. Grand finals or so. Coaching. That'd be fun. Wow. Yeah. Let's get a good picture here. The sun is going down. No, I didn't mean to do that. Hey, what's up, Flower? Nothing much. Just doing all my trillions of announcements. Yeah. I'm gonna do YouTube as well because it's an Overwatch League analysis. So pretty good quality. Wait, people thought I was a dad from the baby in the title. Hammer time, baby. That's not. I wasn't saying I was a dad. These people are weird. Call me a liar? Yeah? What are you gonna do about it, kid? Nothing personal, kid. Listen. Close your eyes. To schedule the thingy. I've scheduled like 2 or 3 tweets and they never work on my, I think it's my phone or whatever. Work. Might be a truther. No, I won't be a dad. Hey. You sure make enough dad jokes though? Yeah, true. You're bad influence, Farashi. Actually, that's not even a strong enough word. You're terrible influence. Okay, let's get into this. We've made poor Eric wait too long here. Eric says I selected non-roast on the forum, but not sure if that will be possible for this game. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is Masters. Hey, what's up, man? Water be hydrating me in times of need. God bless. Amen. I was really hoping that you'd be Apple Lover 13, so I'm a little bit disappointed here. Well, here's the first thing that you should always try to operate off of. You should try to start off by actually selecting a hero in spawn that and actually utilizing that hero out of the spawn. Okay, let's actually look through the form really fast here. Mental, how do you hope to get out of the session? How to have a better mental during loss streaks. Hopefully new things to focus on for improving. Okay, so one thing I would recommend for the better mental than loss streaks, I don't know if we talked about this in our in-depth session, but making sure that you are taking preventative measures by taking short breaks between each queue, like a minute or two, getting up, resetting your mental, and then if you have like 5 or 6 games in, especially if you're on a loss streak, do take a longer break period before resuming playing. That way that you give yourself a chance to kind of mentally reset and play again. I don't recommend just quitting when you're tilted. I recommend taking a short break, trying again, and if you still aren't focused because you're punching holes in drywalls, then yeah, you might need to call. But you need to try to give yourself a chance to kind of push through it. Apples are mid, I agree. But yeah, I think that's the goal for you, is to take breaks leading up to it, make sure that you're getting enough sleep, make sure that you have goals for you to actually work out, which you should after our review and after this review in particular, and then taking longer breaks when you are tilted, 5, 10, 15 minutes, reset your mental, go back in and try one more game. If you're still tilted, still frustrated, or distracted, even if you lose the game and don't play well, but you're able to stay focused, then you're good enough to keep playing. So yeah, 1 hour, minute, 1 hour break after 3 losses in a row works for me. That works for me. I wouldn't even say an hour is necessary, but like, yeah, I mean, I would experiment with that approach as a whole. I want to get top 500 before Overwatch 3 comes out. That's the goal. Okay. I've been having trouble focusing on my improvement goal due to tilt and ADHD. Okay, so the tilt thing in particular is what I would be working on with that. When we reviewed, we talked about your timing was much better. Angles were decent too. Train recall after pulse automatically, so that was a habit that you needed to improve on. Use blink pulse when necessary, and then cash in only when it makes sense. Hold angle otherwise. So like not going all the way in just for the sake of going all the way in. So we'll take a look at those things. Does this make sense, Eric? You the guy that made the 5-hour TED talk and supports? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I did. That was so exhausting. Honestly, the tank one, that like legitimately last week, I was baked, man. I was tired. I was so tired. Definitely still working on this. Well, be patient. Like, you need to keep pushing yourself to improve on your mentality and your approach. But it's not going to be, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. But for you, it might be the tilt that's preventing you from improving at those as much as you possibly can. Like, let's put it this way. If you're trying to get faster, but every single time you like run a sprint, your knees start hurting, you need to find out what's causing your knees start hurting. Like, you need to like go back to the basics. Like, what's wrong with your engine? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is preventing you from training productively? And I think a lot of people need to like remind themselves of that. Haven't had much time to play in the last few weeks. All right. So we'll take a look. Because the goal is to just turn your brain off or turn your brain on, I guess, and just grind the game, just play the game. But you kind of have to like, if you get distracted or tilted, or like you haven't had time to do that, then you kind of need to find out what's stopping you from training productively first before we talk about what you should be doing when you are training productively. Somewhat advanced? Yeah, shut up, Slugger. This guy.
Is that it?
Yo, thanks for the sub, Ryven. Alright, off angle, cash in, blink recall. What was the third thing with you? Using blink pulse unnecessarily, train recall after pulse. So double pulse and then cash in. You need to get on the angle though, mate. I'm not gonna lie. A little loud as well. Hope is the echo too bad? Cheers, Slugger. So let's talk about this. So you're a little bit late and you're a little slow in the angle, which means that you're not actually able to like set up on backline, which is a little bit stinky. That being said, at least we're in a duel here. You start as soon as you see this, your priority becomes survive. As soon, yeah, the rank is accurate. The rank is accurate. Yeah. Survive, 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 survive. Run! No! You needed to run. You needed to run and drop. So like right here, your mentality is just survive. So blink top, turn. But honestly, I would just drop. Like I would be out of dodge. I think you were trying to run, so it's a little bit unfortunate, but I think you could have done a slightly better job of it. Not the end of the world though. Biggest thing that you were just absurdly late to the fight, and that's the major issue there. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Yeah, it happens. You kind of put yourself in a hole there though with how late you were to the fight. And then like here just doesn't make any sense, right? You're down 1, you're down 2. Why are you doing anything right now? Like let your Ana die if anything. Don't take anything risky, and obviously react to the sleep dart, but you don't even have a blink yet, you know? So like first off, you shouldn't be doing anything because you've got 2 people in spawn. Second off, if you are going to do anything, for crying out loud, don't blink into an Ana when you don't have any blinks, right? So that's kind of like that's you know, you're cooked, mate, you know. All right, well, we're zooming right along here. Like a Clint Eastwood movie going on right now. Wait, that's not the right. Steve McQueen, not Clint Eastwood. Tall, young, handsome blonde men are all the same to me. Thank you. Would have been nice if we had been here to start with, because you know, dying frequently. But this off angle is good. Let's get some pressure on that Ana. I wouldn't be going for Echo here. We'll be going for the Ana because the Ana is easier to access, and also obviously higher value target. I've heard I've done some Spylo. I have. You can check out Spylo too. It was like a GM top 500 life mover, so it was really fun. Nice. Took it too long to do it, but when you did it, you did it. You know what I'm saying? I would just guard the body and shoot Tracer here if I were you. This is fine. Ah! No way, no way, no way. I think he just got rolled. I mean, it's mechanics. It's a goof up. It ain't that deep, you know. There's no nuggets to dig here. That's fine. It happens. Don't worry about it. Well, one of the best skills that you can really build as a player, not just when you're coaching yourself, but also when you're playing, is knowing to just let certain things go. Not only from like a coaching standpoint, like what's there to learn there? We need to practice more and recalling a little bit faster, respecting enemy damage, okay? But there's not like some any deep skill, right? That's not obviously a consistent problem with you. It's just a goof up. So when I'm coaching you, I wouldn't spend a lot of time analyzing that. But also when you're playing, you really need to look at that and try to just like let bygones be bygones, you know? When you make goofy mechanical errors like that, one of the worst things that you can do is be like, oh, I need to stop doing that, right? No, stop. Focus on the next fight. If it's not something actionable or something specific that you need to change, or oh, I forgot to take an angle, or I forgot I blinked pulse there, I should have blinked pulse, or oh, I forgot to check my blinks, or I forgot to mess up my timing, then don't, it doesn't deserve your attention, you know? You don't sit there and cry about it. You instead think about what you do better. If you walk outside and you get hit by lightning and you're in the hospital for 3 weeks, there's no deep life lessons to learn from that about the mistakes that you made. You don't sit there and cry about it. You go, okay, well that sucks. What next? Okay. So it's a lot of improvement, as even in the moment. You know, much more so with VOD review is knowing what is worth putting time and attention to, but also what's not worth putting time and attention to. That fight is not worth putting attention to, and especially for you, because if you're the type of person that gets tilted, that's a tilting mistake right there, but it's not a mistake that deserves a lot of attention. Exactly, Eric. So when we're talking about your improvement, I'm too tired, but I'm 1 game away from a rank update. Well, there's your problem. It's showing right now. It's showing right now. That doesn't exactly surprise me that was where you were at mentally at that point in time. So that's kind of like a red flag here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Just kind of keep that in mind. Knowing what to let go is really, really important, because you don't want to be distracting yourself. Like right now, you need to be like as close as you possibly can to fully reset, thinking about what you need to be doing next fight, which is where's my angle? What's a good time? What's a good target? You know? The life lesson is to not go outside. Yeah, I would agree with that. There's always a risk. Bees, lightning bees. That's also a huge problem. I would be C9ing card if I were you. Even with Pulsam, C9 cart and make them come to you. You know what I'm saying? Lightning bees. If you've never seen a lightning bee, consider yourself lucky. Those little buggers, they fly around and they're like freaking Zeus. They just throw bolts of lightning at your face. It's a real problem in the southeast. A lot of bug spray. Yeah, so let's talk about your off angle here. So I would prefer at this point in time, considering where the robot is, this isn't a very good off angle for you. I would instead have utilized this position to assault the high ground, and even if you didn't know where the Ana was, this angle for harassing backline is still better than this angle here. So even if they're all on the floor, we don't want you here. So I think this angle could be better. Let's learn some Overwatch. I prefer to talk about lightning bees. Heaven OW. The problem with holding yourself to a certain standard is unless it's in a productive fashion, you getting tilted at yourself is more of a distraction in of itself than actually, like, let's put it this way. Everyone looks at like Michael Jordan. Yeah, I had to win, I had to be the best, you know. But also Michael Jordan failed a lot. If Michael Jordan didn't have confidence in himself of being able to push past his mistakes, then he never would have been Michael Jordan. Too many people like to think that, oh yeah, I'm a Michael Jordan, I just can't handle losing. Yeah, shut up. You're a worthless failure. You're so scared of losing that you don't even try things. And every time you do lose, instead of actually thinking about what you need to do better and learning from it and working through it, you sit there and you cry about it. That's not a good mentality. We glorify that mindset, but it's just stupid. It's masochistic foolishness is what it is. So being, oh, I can't handle losing, or I just don't, that's like the biggest red flag that you're just a total grade A moron whenever I hear that being said. Being too hard on yourself is stupid. It's not productive. There's a difference between being a winner and not being able to lose. Okay. Let's talk about this. I wouldn't recall here. You need to greed this more. You need to make your recall like actually count. You know? You get, first off, I wouldn't be, I guess you go for the blink melee and she gets beamed, so I get it. So maybe you stay here too long, blinking back out again would have been really good, so mechanically could have played this one better. But I also think that like at this point in time, don't recall, just keep shooting. Blink again, shoot, and then recall, right? Make her do more to you, ego more, because you know you're gonna recall right back to full HP anyway. So just chill. And then here, you must get out. So you don't get out enough, and then you end up getting beamed out. Work at it, the priest. Rome wasn't built in a day. So we need to keep an eye on the recall. Need to keep an eye on, again, when you're in these situations where you're like, oh crap, there's 2 people, 3 people looking at me. Can I fully disengage? Because that's the second time that you've been in that circumstance that you've been unable to escape, and I feel like you should have been able to. This fight's pretty much lost. I would just get out. Again, just one of the situations where the recall just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, you take a shot there, 99, but you don't need to recall right now. You could blink again or just keep shooting and then recall, right? The significant damage that you took still had like a 1.5 second timer before you would have lost it in recall. And then that's what's going to cost you here. You need to get out. You need to get out. Nice. You good, you good. Where did she go? Did she chase you? No, she didn't. Okay. Good off angle here. This is nice. Good target. Obviously not a great off angle here, but there's not really a big option. That's unfortunate going for the blink pulse when she had a GA still available. And then again here, no recall means lost in the sauce, which means please do not leave this position. If anything, blink back towards your supports or hold the off angle. Instead, you blink in aggressively, use 2 blinks, and then now you're cooked. So that previous skill that we talked about, post recall, how aggressively you're playing, it's the cash in versus protecting your life mindset, still needs growth, still needs practice. Not a surprise. It's not been a long enough time to practice it, but it still needs growth. Okay. It feels like, man, every fight that we lose, we're dying. And so it feels like every single fight that we don't actually end up starting off in a good off angle. Like every fight, this has been the case. I mean, we must be at like what, 7, 8 deaths now? Would the right play for that Echo to have been the chase with copy? High risk, high reward play. I would probably say no, because we did respond by running quickly. But yeah, every fight feels like we are not staged for pressure. Good. Good. Chill. Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it. You almost got it. You know where you're running to. Know where you're running to right now. Yes. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. What rank is this VOD Masters? But we didn't die. All right. Good timing, good angle, good flank, good target. Ana's a little far, but her being that far means that she can't contribute to the fight. Recall back to high. Could we have greeted this one longer? I think this is okay. Obviously, recalling back to high, maybe not necessary in the first place, but if you were going to recall back to high, that was probably the latest that you could do it. Good off angle. Go left, I would say, probably. And guard res. I wouldn't be forcing this. You're going in by yourself. Yeah, you're forcing this. You need to be aware of, like, you know, you get the kill here, just guard the body, but don't push any further because you've got half of your team still pushing cart. Too far out of the engage. That's going to cause you your recall, which means that you might, yeah, you open up the res. Now, maybe that was all big brain strategy, but obviously not having recall here is really scary. So remember, where is my team? Where is my leash? Get her. Oh, nice. Do you have any questions so far, Eric? Because so far, okay, yeah, even here, I would be careful. The timing was not as much of an issue with you, but you need to be careful right now. This is not good. This is not good. Very high risk play. Now you're going to get cleared on a flank. There's your recall, and now you're dead. Yeah, it's just poor timing. Just poor timing. You know, you ended up taking a 2v1. That is tanking, yes. Yeah, our Tracer player tanked, basically. So our Tracer player goes in too early, baits the attention of half the enemy team when her team is just basically AFK pushing cart. So unless this would be smart to do. Let's put it this way, guys. If you're playing the push mode here, and you are like at 66 meters, and to take the lead is like here. You go first as Tracer and be like, come on, look, I'm feeding guys, and they have to make a choice. Do we let them take the lead, or do we punish this Tracer for going too early? That would be like a really big brain strat. But obviously that's not going to happen here, right? We got a long ways to go before we take the lead. I mean, where's the lead? You know where the lead is, right? It's a long ways to go. So you just kind of, you scuff your timing here. You do what we call tanking, and then you get your resources forced. And 8, 7, 9, 6 times out of 10, you're going to get punished for this. And it's a big problem. Because like right now, you should have been hiding and waiting. Let these backliners walk forward and then go for the assassination. 3, 2, 1. Now would be a decent time to pressure once the tank trade is actually happening. Even though this technically would feel a little bit early. And notice, by the way, how this Reinhardt's playing smart. He's letting his Echo and Tracer chase you, and he's just doing nothing. And then now you're dead, and then now he's gonna push, right? That's smart tank play. Yeah. ABC, drop it and ask Spilo. I'm gonna focus on the VOD review that we have right now. Now, so we go too early. I think we're baited by our Sombra, but you need to be, even if your Sombra's going in, you need to be very careful because your Sombra can just, she might just be farming ult charge, right? She doesn't actually have to do anything, right? She doesn't get punished for quote unquote bad timing because she could translocate out, reset up, and set up again for the fight again. But obviously here, you scuff your timing here. So, you know, and I guess for you, my question is, you know, how much of these mechanical errors or timing errors are not playing around the lack of recall? How much of that is Chance? Thanks so much for the sun.
You filled the void that Jane left in my heart.
Oh, thank you. That's quite the compliment. I appreciate the sub, mate. How much of this is due to a lack of understanding, a lack of practice, or tilt, or being tired? You mentioned that, right? So what's really causing these mistakes? I doubt you look at that last fight and go, oh yeah, I need to work on my timing. You know, I imagine that you're more like, oh, you know, I'm an idiot. Like, I know better than that. I just was too tired at that point in time. You know, I wasn't paying attention. Right. So practice or tired mostly. Okay. So you definitely need to practice this stuff more, but also practicing when you're tired is just diminishing returns. And not only diminishing returns, but it might actively be hurting the value of your practice on the very next day. So for you, you know, I mean, I could sit here and tell you, you know, okay, you shouldn't be doing this, but the answer is really, well, duh. So what's causing you to make these errors? You know, and I think as much as I can like offer some advice and maybe some ideas, I think the majority of answering that question is going to lie on your shoulders, because you know yourself better than I do. You know your practice habits. And even if you don't know the solution right now, okay, go find it. Or not even a solution. I think a solution's too binary, you know? Find what will improve it, you know? It's not like you're saying, like, you look at Overwatch League players right now. Do you think those guys have perfect practice habits? Heck no. But they probably got better practice habits than you do. They probably train harder and play harder than you do. You know? You don't need to be perfect to find value out of improving whatever you're doing right now. So I think for you, you need a little bit of, to be corny here, but like a little bit of soul searching about what's going on with you in Overwatch right now. You know, is it your training habits? Is it your tilting? Could that be helped? Are you really enjoying the game right now? Is there something going on like with your sleep schedule? Are you enjoying the heroes that you're playing? You're playing too much? You're not being consistent enough? Is it a lack of dedication? That's where, you know, I could sit here and give you my ideas and my feedback, but like, I think it's a good life skill to be aspire to be self-sufficient with that. That's something that I'm always struggling with my own things, with my own coaching and with my content creation, and being like, am I coaching myself on like what I'm doing? Am I doing a good job? Could I be doing better? Am I working too hard? Am I not working hard enough? Am I applying myself in the wrong directions? You know? I don't know, mate. I would really put some thought into that, you know? Like, even right now, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, there's nothing happening right now. Wait, don't give yourself away now. Go now. Now you go. Now you go. Now this actually makes sense, but now what are you doing? You're grabbing a health pack. Right? You're not actually pressuring right now. Like, you know this is a problem. You know it. But why did that happen? Like, this fight is over before you're even here. Good bait. Not gonna matter. Good try. I would also, okay, so one habit that you have with blink pulses as well is you do blink pulses unnecessarily. Remember that? That was one of the points that we saw here. There's another thing that you do here as well, which I don't think this blink pulse is necessarily bad. It just doesn't feel like you really, like, you need to give yourself, okay, remember how we guys chat? Genuine, thanks for the gift. Oh my gosh, dude. Holy cow. 14 gifted subs. Toppy, Roundy, Ksoli, Centriax, Sammy, Inyon, Radsu, Blackjack, Grimion, Just Fox, Strider, Goobler, Bubba John, and Nitric Boy. Congratulations on some. Genuine, thank you so much for the gifted subs, man. I really appreciate it. How's the website coming along? it's almost finished. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's like maybe the last round of feedback on it. We're working on it. Okay, so thank you so much, mate. For the blink pulse thing, do you guys remember how when we were coaching Sojourns, we were like, you need a little, give yourself a little bit of a pause if you need to line it up. Like right now, give yourself like a 1/10 of a second to just really track her movement so that this actually can work. Because you're at a good distance, but you aimed right when she went left. But the problem with that is if you'd given yourself even a 1/10 of a second, right now, you would have made that read and actually hit the pulse, I think. So I think even when blink pulse actually makes sense in terms of a tech that you should be doing at this point in time, still giving yourself a little bit more time to line it up would be helpful. Isn't OWL Finals usually in like September? I mean, it's a tournament structure. The grand finals just happen and for mid-season madness, and then they're going to have the next stage, and then I think we'll actually have the playoffs. It's a shame that you're not following this year. I think this year has been probably one of the best fun seasons that we've had in a long time. It's been really enjoyable. Last season was pretty fun as well for most part, but yeah. Off angle, off angle, off angle, thank you. Off angle, off angle, off angle, off angle, thank you. Nano Ram. Chat, is Ramattra ult like the highest win percentage of any ultimate in the game right now? This is just fatigue again. You know, I mean, I don't know what to tell you here. You know what I'm saying? It's just fatigue. It's just the fatigue. There's nothing that we can pull from that. Ram ult has to feel high. We should brainstorm like what are the highest win percentage ults. Ram, maybe Grav. I feel like Sojourn ult has to be really good too. You know, even if just body shot people, Sojourn ult's really good. Maybe Bob? I don't know. Good. You're cracked. Nice. Maybe the recall not necessary. You still had a blink in the bag and 147 HP. Not to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. I don't think Kitsune is not that good. No way Blade is higher than Ramattra. No way. I don't think Kitsune is that good. I think it's fine. I just don't think it's that good. Even in pro tiers, it's not like that busted. Nice job. Kitsune Rush is powerful, but it's not even the best support ult. I think Rally is probably better now. In a lot of circumstances. I guess it depends on the meta as well. Weaver ult gotta be up there. Simwall? That's not a bad take. I do think Simwall is extremely powerful. One of the best DPS ultimates. Now, you know what I'm gonna say here. You know what? Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Crazy. Close. You almost got him. Get out. Out, 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 out. Nice! We lived! We lived! We lived, ladies and gentlemen. We lived. You see, the EMP lands, nothing dies, and then they use Ram ult and they win. Nice! Well done! We win this. Healing. Chase the heal orb. Oh no. We didn't get our off angle because we were chasing heal orb. Can you get into this building? Ah, shoot, you can. You can't. Rap. Yeah, I guess this kind of sucks positioning wise, I'm not gonna lie, but I get why you're here. Ego, but you know what? I love it. Great job with the recall. Now you just chill. Now you just chill. Now you just chill. Really the easiest game that we've seen ever. Yeah, nice job. Nice job, mate. Okay. All right. Here's my takeaways, all right? I'm going to type this up nice and juicy for you, all right? Keep working on the timing a little bit. Keep working on keep working on the play post recall, knowing when they will chase you down. you playing more your life. Nothing new here. Keep working on the blink pulse. Take an extra of a second to line it up, even when it's necessary. But most importantly, take a look at preventative measures for your tilt, breaks, setting mental sleep, not playing too long, etc. You need to improve your training. Yeah. I really think so. Yeah, I got you. So I think, like, you know, there's progress here and there. I don't think you need to be too discouraged about this, but I definitely think that this is like a perfect example of why you need to work on your peripherals, why you need to work on your training hygiene. Because, like, we look at this VOD and, like, besides the obvious stuff that we've talked about before, the mistakes that you're making are just goof ups, just silly errors that, you know, there's going to be games like that even when you're not tired, but certainly being tired or exhausted ain't going to do you any favors, mate. That's not going to do you any favors. So you really, if anything else, I hope this is not a wake-up call. That's way too dramatic of a term. But it's a good, gentle kick in the rump. Hey, let's start trying to figure some of this stuff out. Take some strides towards it. Don't look for a life hack. Stop watching YouTube videos on how to fix your mentality. Go try some things. Do some things. Like you know, getting more tracer hacks and watching more unranked GMs ain't gonna help you. You know, you need to, like, go out, and I'm coaching myself out of a job here, but, like, you need to go out and you need to figure out what's preventing you from training at a high quality and work at that. And again, it doesn't need to be fixed. It will never be fixed. It doesn't need to be perfect. It will never be perfect. But can it be better? Surely it can be. Surely it can be better with how you're approaching things. Being tired sucks. All right, good. Overwatch being the motivating factor for you getting a sleep study. I'm not sure that it is, but let's just pretend that it is awesome. To me, this is why I love Overwatch. I love anything competitive, because the competitive is like life. Being competitive is just life under a microscope. That's what it is. It is being competitive doesn't necessarily mean you need to be competing, like, professionally in anything, but that you take everything more seriously, so you're more sensitive to issues like that. That's why I freaking love Overwatch. I love being competitive in general, right? It makes me take my sleep more seriously, my relaxing time more seriously. It makes me value being in a good attitude and enjoying things for the sake of enjoying things. It even makes my casual time more fun. So good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, let's put it this way. Rescheduling because you had the same problems? Yes. Prime. Thank you for the sub.
Grand finals.
56 months. Holy crap, mate.
Grand
Hope you've been doing well.
bananas.
I will not ever forget that you are a Junkrat player, so I don't hope you're doing that well. But let's put it this way, Eric. This session was, if nothing else, a confirming of that the peripherals are important, right? And this is good for chat too. Just because you watch a lot of Spylo videos and you have a lot of good things and techs that you're going to practice doesn't mean that you're going to be a great player. So much of it is how you train and how you live as a person. Oh, yeah. So, good luck. Good luck. And obviously, you know the routine, mate. If you got any questions, you message me. Keep me updated with how that stuff is going. I noticed how rough stuff like sleep is, you know.
Best coaching content out there.
Yo, Mercurial, thanks for the
Mr.
sub, mate.
Spiller Guy
I
less than
appreciate it.
3.
You're back on something because mean. Mate, you've been here for 56 months. I'm the nicest I've ever been. Will this be going on YouTube? Want to clip all that? Everything goes onto YouTube for Spylo 2, but I don't know if this specific thing will go onto YouTube necessarily. Old Spylo cooked more. Oh, old Spylo is spice. Bro, I still got people on like Overwatch University that think I'm Satan because of how I used to coach people. You didn't realize that it was like a big joke. It was supposed to be fun. But, you know, it is what it is. Listen, you can't, a prophet is not without honor, you know what I'm saying? Except in his own country. My grassroots in Overwatch University, they just don't understand. Bro, I have people that follow me on Overwatch, that follow me, and they dislike everything that I post in Overwatch University, or downvote within like 5 minutes, 10 minutes every time. I get like 2 or 3 people. I don't know if they have like alt accounts or this guy has, or this person has like an alt account. Not even joking. And this has been the case for years. The last like 4 years. They legit get my notifications on, and I post them within 5-10 minutes. It's got downvotes, and you can see it with the new analytics and Reddit posts now. Old Spilo roasting. I just used to roast people. You guys can look back way back in some of the VODs, but it was just more like roasting. It was in good fun though, and that people getting coached knew that they wanted it. So yeah. The amount of people asking if the rank was right was enough roasting. I mean, everybody gets that, bro. I cannot even tell you how many comments that I have to delete off of my educational stuff on Spilo 2 and Spilo 1. Bro, this guy isn't even that ranked. This is trash. Blah, 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 blah. Bro, gatekeeping is sexy in Overwatch 2 because everybody got their ranks inflated by a little bit, right? So gatekeeping now, oh, this guy's not Grandmaster. Not Grandmaster. Like, shut up. Just shut up. Like, it happens all the time. It's not just you. I'm gonna beat you a booty puff. I don't even know what that means, but I accept your terms. I hit masters because of your educational content on Sojourn. Hey, awesome, mate! Congratulations. But yeah, don't let people gatekeeping you like happen. It happens to me all the time. Considering learning support, think rule not doing it then soon. It's tragic. Adjusting over rank is silly. I'd rather see what people do in a tournament. Sure. Yeah. What were we gonna talk about? What were we saying? We were talking about something. I think we were talking about like the win rates of like ultimates or something. Maybe that's what we were talking about. Yeah. Bro, right now, freaking everything is going on in Overwatch League right now. Team USA drama, Vegas Eternal drama, Washington Justice drama, Toronto Defiant drama. What else we got here? Chengdu's like officially out drama. I'm trying to think if there's anything juiced. Is there any other drama? Obviously this past weekend was really cool. I mean, it was almost perfectly predictable. I mean, I think the only thing that you can kind of flip-flop is maybe Mayhem or Boston could have flip-flopped finishing spots. But even that wasn't a really surprise because of how Mayhem had been playing recently that they finished third. But you know, pretty boring. Pretty boring finishing results. But there were a lot of good games. There were a lot of games. Yeah, you're welcome, Rahang. Yeah, so like some of the owl drama. I mean, what's there to really to say? FD God's gone. Donghun, yeah, is in Washington. You know, and FD God, it's rough for FD God. You know, like it's really hard to judge main support play, especially without POVs. So like legit, I can't even tell you. But Aspire and RuPaul main roster, OG Speedly now in reserves for America World Cup. And even though I'm helping out or have helped out a little bit with Team America, Team USA this year, along with a few other coaches, that was we didn't know about it either. So you know, I don't think, and I'm not gonna like comment on the quality of the decision. I mean, it makes sense. I think RuPaul's been playing phenomenally well. Aspire's been playing really well as well. But was definitely a surprise. You know, Eternal makes sense. Vegas Eternal is basically retrying its entire roster, which makes sense. Chengdu's gone. We've kind of known of that for a while, but they officially exit the league now. What rank am I? I like last season Masters All Rules. But I haven't played competitively in 5 years. Is there like a GOAT owl player? It's up in the air. Some people say Prophet. Some people say Violet. Some people say Lip. You You know, it's hard to say. I mean, Vegas Eternal doing it again mid-season is so bad, though. I mean, yeah, but if you're going to ever do it, now is the time. I mean, Vegas Eternal isn't even the best contenders team in their region, much less including Europe. Like, there's at least 3 or 4 contenders teams that are better than Vegas Eternal right now in the West, not to mention. So, I mean, I get it. Who would you say? I don't know. I feel like there's been too many seasons of Al where I was too busy coaching in contenders or even coaching in Al where I wasn't like paying attention. I think all the ones of like fair. I will say I'm not as familiar with Prophet's play, but I think Violet's phenomenal. FD God tries out for Eternal. I mean, he would be in. I think FD God. I don't know. Yeah, I hope Vegas can become better too, because it really is not. It's just not fun, you know. Without the Al POV VODs, are there any high level team play VODs you recommend to watch? I mean, you could still learn a lot from watching like an Atlanta Reign play or Houston Outlaws play, you know, or Mayhem play. It's hard to track the individual details of specific players, but you can get the overall vibe of how they're playing. Chips in Vegas, let's go. Yeah. I'm eating a mini orange because once we start this stream of this analysis, we're going all the way through. Oh, I got a seed. No, it's on my keyboard. No. Never mind. Chipsa was the GOAT. I agree. I love you. Be safe. Alright, well. Which roster do you think has a fair chance to show up in the second half of the season? Well, I mean, nah. Let's look. Let's look. That's a good question. While I'm busy stuffing my face. Where the frick, man? I love you. Drive safe. Atlanta, obviously, because they have good DPS line, flexible DPS line, good tank line, pretty flexible DPS line, tank line. Maybe if it's like a Rein meta, we have some questions, you know? But outside of that, there's not a lot of like weaknesses here. Because even at double flex support meta, they have Vigilante and Fielder. So Atlanta's like pretty meta proof. This is pretty meta proof as well. You know. With Boss, it's always going to be about their execution, not about their mechanical talent necessarily. I don't follow APAC enough, so I'm going to focus mostly on Western. I think Florida is not meta-proof, but they're like the most meta-proof non-top tier team that there is. Because they have so much flexibility in the team players that they have, right? Like, obviously, you have Sauna in there that can play a couple of heroes pretty decently. Like, obviously, if there's like a Reaper meta, Sauna's going to be fine. Sauna also has a pretty decent raw hit scan. So I don't know when you would need that, but like a Merit Sauna, I guess, could be seen. But like, someone's one of the most flexible tanks in the league. Checkmate's very flexible. RuPaul's very flexible. Merit is actually done a better job being flexible recently. I would have thought his number would be a massive liability. His number wasn't great. It was decent. But honestly, that's still better than it had any right to be. And even Chorong is like, it does fairly well on like heroes like Moira Kiriko. So like, I think like the most non-flexible but also flexible roster yet. Given the size of that roster, that's pretty good. Houston, obviously, it's like the only thing with Houston is it's like you know, how has Gargoyle looked? We haven't needed to see much Gargoyle, but like, how would Gargoyle compete if Diva Zarya metas are on? I'm sure he would do fine. I think the DPS line is a little bit more tenuous, but honestly, Pelican has looked okay on Tracer. They didn't have too many problems with a Sombra meta. And obviously Pelican's going to perform on projectile heroes, and Happy's going to perform on raw hit scan heroes. So I think Houston's roster also looks very good. London needs to sort the Tracer situation desperately, and they also need to be able to perform better in double flex support situations. So like I think Skyripa mechanically does pretty well, but they've not looked good with him in. So they need to figure out what the issues are there, because again, like, you have 3 support players and yet you don't even look good. Like, the whole point of picking up Skyripa is so that you could actually run double flex support, and yet they've looked at their absolute worst with double flex support. And I don't think it's all fair to blame the individual players whatsoever, but like, overall the coordination or the cohesion or whatever hasn't been there. And then also having 3 DPS players that none of which can perform at a high level on Tracer right now is a big problem. You know, and I know these guys, and I believe in them, their ability to improve and figure things out. But as it is right now, you know, and then obviously Hadi on off tank right now, he could do it, but he's not someone on off tank. Let's put it that way. He's not necessarily right now at a huge high performing level. So this roster is a little more tenuous than I think they were last year. Especially losing Poco and Shax definitely makes that roster more fragile, even with the gain of an additional flex support. I don't think it's been good. Gladiators, with the reports of Marvel moving over, I think like this roster would benefit a lot from having an actual main tank. I think they have a very flexible DPS line, although they do have some holes. Like, for example, like, who's playing Sombra, right? You know, that's not exactly been a very smooth transition. And I think Kai isn't as flexible as Happy. And I think that's one of the issues with this right here. It's like, you kind of put Kevster wherever he's needed. And Yaki can perform pretty well in a lot of like flex DPS situations, and he's got a good Tracer. But you still have issues where like Kevster is going to be playing the most important thing, and then that's pretty much it. Also, Babel and Lastro have looked to be like on some of the worst double flex support play that we've seen so far. Nothing against their individual play, but the cohesion just hasn't been there at all. Valiant, I mean, Valiant's Valiant. New York, I don't know. If they could get... New York is a little bit fragile because they have so many support players, but they just... You're not going to see Neon play, and you're not going to see Halo play. And so you basically have Lep on Lucio, where this team does well, and then you can let Fitz do things, right? So I think, and also I don't think Kellen is as flexible as some of the other tanks. I think this roster is pretty fragile. This roster is not roster is not meta proof. Yeah. Shock. I don't know what to tell you guys about Shock. They're not meta proof at all. No way this team can play double flex support consistently. They have major issues with Heesang being unable to play a high level Tracer, because, you know, if Proper basically gets bullied on a Tracer, but Proper is also their hit scan player, this roster could have major issues continuing. Even if their like living situation improves, the roster still has major holes, more so than probably any other team. Spectra, they actually have like a solid DPS line now, which is ironic considering they've like cut their DPS line in like by like 50% here, or down 33% down, right? They removed one. But it feels now that you actually have like Hydran's fairly flexible, Spectra's fairly flexible from what we know. And you have a pretty much complete backline for the most part. I don't think there's any serious weak links here. Opener, from what I know, was pretty decent in contenders and his debut in APAC. Ultraviolet Magid, fairly flexible. I think these are probably, I mean, UV I think was probably the best performing player on Toronto, along with Hydran, and the woes recently. Obviously, Kaluj isn't exactly a hyperflex, but he's performed okay on heroes that aren't Monkey. I honestly think that even a hero like Ryan, he would do okay on. So not meta-proof, but more than some of the other lower-tier teams. Vancouver is similar to Mayhem, where I think that, like, these guys, when they need to, will be able to flex until. I think Punk is one of the most flexible tanks in the league. I think Aspire has done a pretty good job playing flankers. I think Sugarfree has done a pretty good job flexing outside of his normal hero pool as well, and has looked solid in other heroes. So I think, like, this is, like, again, a roster that it's going to be meta dependent for sure, but less so than you would think. I think that they can punch around, and their team play has looked pretty solid as well. We'll skip Vegas for obvious reasons. Justice, I'm not familiar with this support as much, but honestly, besides Ben Best feeling like dead weight right now, I don't know if he's just not being utilized or they just haven't needed him, but this roster, I think, has some weaknesses, potentially. You know, double flex support, how's that going to go? There are definite gaps in the tank here. Winston play is not phenomenal. If it goes down to off-tank meta, like a D.Va, remains to be seen. I think some of the more DPS-oriented tanks, like I imagine Mirror has probably quite a good Zarya, but, you know, a Sigma play, is that going to be a problem? I don't know. We don't know. So I think there's no real surprises here. Boston, Mayhem, Houston, Atlanta, the teams that are already doing well are likely to continue to do well. I'm trying to think if there's any crazy outliers here. Not really, guys. Not really. I think the only thing that maybe to me is more of a negative thing to say, that I don't think that the Shock are necessarily going to perform a miraculous 180. It's going to depend very much on the meta for Shock, more so than other teams. And some more so than other top teams, let's put it that way. Chris Kringle, thank you for the sub. Nice name. That's great. All right, let's take a look at this, guys. I know you guys have been waiting patiently. Yeah, no worries. It was a good question. Let's analyze the finals. Now, I know the result of this, and if you don't know the result of this, well, we're not going to spoil it, but let's just put it this way, that it's not exactly the closest game in the history of the universe, but I'm still going to review it because, first off, finals. Second off, not every game has to be close for us to learn something from it. Even a dominant performance is still educational in of itself, especially if we are throwing in them occasional dominant performance. And I also think that when you have teams of this caliber, it's a shame to not review them. Now, I'm going to say something real, very, very, very important, okay? When you get on stage, there are a lot of factors that go into play. One new variable that goes into play is stage performance. Now, that's the case in all Overwatch League games. I think even in games when you're not at LAN, your ability to perform under pressure is really important. But that gets multiplied by just a wee little bit on stage with the crowd and with the pressure of the playoff performance and playing up against the higher level of competition. So anything here that looks a little bit messy at times could not necessarily be a lack of understanding from either team or bad coaching or bad players. It could just be pressure. You being able to perform under pressure is really, really, really important. And that is going to force some players to make more mistakes than they used to through nerves. Other players might get too antsy and try to force things, try to pop off too much, right? So I think that what I will be interested to see here is not necessarily what either team is bad at, but what either team was good at or bad at under the circumstances of the stage. Because this is a different world. It's not totally different, but it's a different world. And your ability to perform under that pressure is going to be what separates you from, you know, a good team and from the team that wins the championship. Now, is that why? Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm going to spoil the match, okay? Mute me right now. Is that why Atlanta won? No, obviously there was a lot. Atlanta's just the better team, I think, regardless. But I think things like a little bit of experience here and there, and how they, even without experience, just how the players perform under pressure is definitely a factor. So yeah. Okay, let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Let's enjoy.
Long series, first to 4. It's going to be a grind for these two teams, and out the gates we
How's
go.
my mic volume? Is it all right, y'all? Is it too quiet?
Well.
I've had some issues with the mic, so testing, 1, 2, 3.
Right? So if you're
It's good?
Atlanta,
Okay.
if you're able to win this first one, like this
So
is
let's talk about Echo. I did a video on this today, so I'm not going to go super in depth, but it's really not that complicated. You play Echo on a map where there's a lot of high ground, because the Echo can actually outvalue the Sombra if you have a really good tier Echo, which obviously they do. If you are able to utilize the high ground to either contest and dive backline and or spam the enemy tank, or not the enemy tank, but the enemy tank, and heck, you can even do some decent poke out damage to Tracer. You need to keep off the floor. Echo also has a really good ultimate. Yeah, I mean, it's not that complicated. You only see it occasionally on this particular map, because there aren't a lot of other good Koth maps where this makes sense. And a lot of people are asking me, why don't you see Echo on non-Koth maps? Well, the reason why that is the case is because a lot of non-Koth maps where dive is played don't have this level of high grounds. That's why. At least not consistently throughout the entire map. Is it Briggs' role to pack the Echo? Yes, often. So for me, the question is, do you roll out your Echo on the high ground to contest this high ground to deny the staging here? Or do you set up your Echo above cage site, which is on the opposite side of the point here? And the reason why you might win this fight here is it denies their ability to stage on their high ground and ruins their dive. However, your Echo can't actually dive the backline very well from this position. You see how far away they are here or over here or even here? They're too far away. All right. So then Echo plays from here. But the problem is that Atlanta have adjusted here and the backline isn't really diveable from this position either. Do you see this? Brig and Honor are here. So we would have liked for Pelican to scout this and adjust and take this position here and be able to poke these guys out. You also notice, by the way, that we've got freaking Chio on the high ground with the Winston, right? Why does your Brig need to be with your Ana when the enemy Winston is in no position to actually dive your Ana and your Ana's a million miles away? Why not proactively start to take and control space with your Brig? This is really nice from Atlanta. And what you probably see here is that you'll probably see Sombra or Tracer looking to set up hack or punishes on the Echo, Winston, or something from this side of the map over here. That means they won't get packs necessarily. But yeah.
Maybe no surprises here.
Well, Lip is actually looking for Tracer. They were looking for Tracer. They were going to look for a hack on that Tracer, and then potentially a jump from the Winston. So then they bait the Brig to rotate. Do you guys see that? So what they've done is they've gone, oh crap, we're losing the trade on the coast side for our Tracer. Our Brig needs to go help. Brig drops, but then Brig drops right in front of Lip, who can now hack and punish. And because the Winston's on the high ground, the Winston can actually punish that with the Sombra off angle from here.
Really been able to flex on multiple teams with.
They try to go for the punish on Winston. Winston jumps out. This is what separates men from boys, ladies and gentlemen. Watch Fearless. During the animation of the hack, he's already jumping out. If this is a lesser tier Winston, he gets hacked, he loses HP, he gets his bubble force, maybe he even gets naded, and then he either dies or they lose a lot of space. Hydrate, thank you so much.
For the Atlanta Reign,
Lip is out. Now it's
just
an opportunity to leverage some extra poke. You're going to see Pelican flying over here, taking an angle on Winston. Look at Donghack's HP. That's from the Echo poke already. Winston goes in afterwards, which is honestly a strange decision from Donghack, so that's going to cost him their nade. Sombra was out, which is why it was a little bit strange. Pelican predicts the stickies is going to miss. Tracer Sombra on the backline that's splitting attention. 3, 2, 1. Pressure. From here, that forces Brig back. Tracer's on the flank here.
It's like, let's figure out how to neutralize him, right? We gotta keep
they find and isolate the Ana at the same time. Now, I want you guys to watch this. Very careful that you guys watch this. They get the hack on Ana. Wall hacks on the Ana, who is right here. Okay? You guys can't even probably see that. Violet says, yo, what's up? Sombra in the back bashes out to clear out the Sombra. Good move. Right? The problem is that then at the same time, that exposes the Winston, or the Ana, to a Winston jump, because the Sombra went first. She baits the Brig. That allows the Winston to dive for free. He reacted to it, the hack. So this is actually where you have your Sombra hack, your Sombra tanking, so that your Winston gets a free jump, because you'd rather have the Winston bubble and jump damage than you'd rather have the Sombra damage. And then Happy is unable to mark Tracer properly. He peeks back to look at the Sombra, but unfortunately during that exact frame, Stalker just goes bam bam and goes to the back line. Phenomenal timing from Atlanta here. Like, this is like S tier timing right here. You don't even land an anti-nade. Now the question is, are Houston going to be able to respond? Pelican doesn't have a great angle to trade. And because Happy fails to mark, Happy's also not in a position to go for backline. So this is a two-man dive. Pelican goes in, Fearless goes in, Fearless gets slept off screen. We can't really see what happened. And Fielder and Chio are easily able to, oh, they're not able to peel it off, but they die a lot slower, and that's good enough. Will they get the punish on Fearless? He gets the Mega, that's crucial. That's going to allow him more distraction. This buys time for Chio to trade. And this is where the Echo is really strong, guys. Like, the Echo is really strong in this side of the map. Look at Pelican on the high ground. What are they supposed to do about him up there, right? This is really good.
Just in time to be credited with the elimination. Pelican, though, finds a focusing being target eventually. Fearless able to amble away from this pressure.
So they're able to trade.
Eventually has to succumb, but Pelican has been running rough.
Houston has a little bit more space. There is the time. Look at this with Lip and Stalker, y'all. Look at this with Lip and Stalker. They're trying to mark him. They get the hack. Little bit of a mistake from Violet. He should not be hacked at that point blank range with shield. That's a mistake from Violet. And gets annihilated. And right there, yes, they're going to lose point, but now all of a sudden you're going to go back in this fight at an advantage. Now, whoa. I don't know how they catch Lip. I don't know how they catch Lip. They must have destroyed Translocator or something. I don't know how they caught him.
Yeah, they're doing
Unfortunate.
A nice job here, Houston, just kind of keeping this rolling until they get Fearless back in the action.
So
Pelican
really
got
tight timing from Atlanta. Nice play, really nice plays from Pelican on trading backline there. Bit of a misplay from Violet. Bit of a misplay from a rare misplay from Atlanta Reigns backline. They hit the sleep dart on the monkey. I do think they should have been able to peel it after that. There's the Winston trade. We'll probably see Echo going in with a copy. There it is, completely one shot. And because Lip isn't back from spawn yet, you guys notice this, right? So Lip is dead now. Atlanta, honestly, I think is playing this a little bit too aggressively, given the fact that Lip is back from spawn, so they're actually down one right now. So what this means is that they don't need to worry about the Sombra dive. So Dawnhack actually jumps, but I don't think he should have jumped. I don't even know what happens to Chio's health. Maybe he gets headshot, and oh, he gets full sticky and he's low. And he gets blown up. I think he gets a headshot from Pelican. So it's a bit of a mistake from Atlanta. There's the Nano Winston in response. There's the full stickies. They trade Fearless with the peel pulse bomb. The sleep misses, but it still does the job. Atlanta with a little bit of impatience there kind of really screws it up there. And then Stalker somehow kills Happy off screen. Not sure what happened there. They're going to ego this. But Stalker is not in position to follow up, I assume. Where is Stalker? Yeah, Stalker's not ready. Stalker's not ready. Yeah, see, he's not close enough. He's not close enough. He's not close enough. Ouch. Bit of a misplay.
Maybe they want to swap. I mean, we'll see, right? It didn't look like
J3 pulse.
type of follow-up there.
Yeah, nice plays by Pelican. Really nice plays by Pelican there.
Helping him get a 2 versus 1. You know, the devs talked about how if you're going to.
And this is what we talk about with Echo. Like, so much playmaking potential when you have somebody of Pelican's caliber on this hero.
You probably love to have that EMP back.
So Atlanta at this point in time, you're in a situation now where you need to be able to peel off this Nano Primal. We might even see the Nano go onto the Echo to just totally burn right through it. So I would like for, I was just about to say this, I would like for Atlanta to prioritize the off angles or flanks, whether that's a Winston, Tracer, or Echo. Because again, you're looking at Houston and you're like, you can go in all in with Nano on or Primal on your Monkey, but you're not going to kill anybody. It's gonna, at best, you're going to force out a rally, right? So it's just going to be like a live situation. So I think you look at this fight here for your Atlanta, and I think you need to start attacking the periphery, because the rally is less impactful when you're attacking the people on the flank. So I think this is where you need to try and get a gank, like a hack cheese kill onto either Pelican or, you know, the Tracer, or maybe force out a Winston bubble or something like that, so that you guys can actually take spaces. So they're going to go for Pelican. There's the Nano, but this is huge because look at what Pelican has to do. Not only does it force a defensive Nano, but also look at Pelican's shift. He shifts backwards. And so what that does is that means that if he doesn't get the trade on this Winston right now, oh no! Oh no. Dawnhack needs to survive this. He must avoid these stickies. Wait, how did they even kill him?
Then Nano boost here for Pelican.
Maybe he just walks into the stickies. That's actually such a big play from Houston. Atlanta starts that fight off really well. Like, Donghack could have survived that, but they executed him too well. And that would have been a disaster for Houston. A waste of a nano, nothing gained out of it, and so on. Wow. In the current meta, where the best worst support ults, I think Nano and Rally are really, really strong in the dive meta right now.
Right? Trade Rally for EMP, come back with, you know, you were thinking you could actually get.
Oh, I remember
out,
seeing this.
right?
I saw a little bit
for
of this
EMP.
match, only a little bit. Shu just freaking dies,
back
guys.
with,
I'm not
you
gonna
know,
lie to you guys. He
you
freaking
were
dies
thinking you could
because he
actually
gets
get
shot by
Rally out,
Fielder from
right?
across
Trade
the
Rally
map
for EMP.
and Tracer on the flank, I think. No, Sombra. Lip
Come
decloaks
back
right
with,
next to
you
them.
know-
Bro, these guys, Atlanta times their freaking Sombra. Can you imagine, guys? Sombra and Ana dives. We have a Sombra and Ana dive. This is Lip going, guys, I'm going to shoot on a 3, 2, 1 pressuring. He doesn't even think he's going to get the kill, maybe force some cooldowns, and freaking Fielder and Lip get a dive on the backline.
Your own.
And I'm blaming Lip's communication on this. Like, this guy is so good at timing these dives. Like, every little micro engage is like synced with somebody. It might not be Winston, it might not be Tracer, but it's with somebody. And somebody's going to get value out of it. And yes, this doesn't happen often, but it happens often enough to just straight up win fights off of it. I mean, that's crazy. You just kill the Honor.
Maybe that's kind of the idea behind it. Fearless got primal.
I don't know where the sleep is here. We might need to see a rally here. Wow, they don't even need it. Great peel from Lip. So Lip translocates out after he gets his translocator force, and he ends up right on top of the Winston. That's a nice little strategy as well. Like, if you don't have EMP and they have primal, setting up in your own backline can be a good way to peel that off, and then they just freaking kill Fearless. Probably overstages welcome a little bit, but it's actually oh my gosh.
90% and counting.
But again, unbelievable discipline from Chio there. Nice setup by Lip, and a bit of a beef from Shu there. Just completely gets smoked.
Donghack actually wants to get pretty aggressive here.
Oh, they almost get him. So they have a couple people in spawn, so Atlanta tries to pull the trigger. And so then now Atlanta goes from being like majorly in the hole to just 5 ults. And they win the fight off of that.
And the Ella's obviously got up to 92%. That's fantastic for them.
So then I think for Atlanta Rain, I think the best thing that you're going to try to do this fight is you're probably going to use either your EMP, Pulse Bomb, or Primal, or a combination of the three. Honestly, or even Nano. Like, you got really 4 ults on the field that you can really use here. I don't think there is a right or a wrong answer. I will say that going for the Nano Primal trade as it is loses a lot of its attraction because it's a lot easier to counter Nano Primal with a good sleep dart and a rally, right? So like there's no real guarantee of getting a kill. However, with an EMP, there's a chance that you could just get the one shot right through the rally before the rally. So Houston have to be looking at this fight and being like, we need to kind of try and bait this dive and try to rally in response. Like, Violet can't get hacked. If Atlanta is going to one-shot somebody if this is going to work. And so I'm curious to see how Houston approaches this.
All 5 ultimates here.
They take the top.
You're going to be able to start cycling some of these.
Winston goes to contest top. The Winston jumps to the opposite side. They're staging for backline. They're actually going to cheese on the Echo. Now, I assume they're doing this because Ana Brig are inaccessible. Like, Houston's backline is playing too safe. Like, this is maybe they don't want to EMP this right now. Maybe it's too hard. Because you can also spy check this really, really easily as Violet. There's only like one path for someone to get there. So they get the hack on Echo. Nothing really happens. They actually don't spy check him, and then they nano first, which is unusual. Because the only way that this works is if during this point in time they're able to hack and isolate one of these targets. But I guess nano for rally isn't terrible. But yeah, Lip isn't able to follow up. They actually end up just kind of trading 1-for-1 and losing a little bit of space. They actually do get on the Fielder. I don't know if it's Fearless or somebody's on Fielder right now. They stage the dive. We're going to see a rally almost certainly right now. It needs to be now. There's actually a peel EMP because everybody else has got, everyone else is kind of overextending. They get the punish on the Tracer off of the EMP. I'm talking about like the value of the EMP on Tracer. So high. So actually Lip is shooting the wrong target here. I don't even think he realizes he hits the Tracer. But yeah, the follow-ups there. Huge nade from Shu. Nano comes in late as Fearless is jumping out, which is really unfortunate. That being said, the follow-up is still there from the nade. Pelican's going to build copy and probably copy... I don't remember. He copies some... Is this where he copies Brig? You could definitely copy Brig here. Yeah, huge play from Shu there. Huge play from Shu there. The EMP as well on the Winston really fails. I don't know where Fielder's nade was there. Another big nade from Shu. But it's actually kind of atrocious that they didn't get a better punish on Fearless here. They don't even hit the nade. And you need the nade for that to work. Because even if he gets nano and he gets naded, it's cooked. It's over. Talk about echo value here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, being able to copy this kind of stuff. I mean, look at how much attention Pelican is getting right now. And he's still alive. He's got like 2 or 3 people on him. And he's still here. It's huge.
I mean, that copy.
Oh, Fearless is one. Oh, huge stick by Happy. Did he even stick or did he just...
That copy there on
No, he didn't. Chio just doesn't turn shield in time.
He's able to live on through it. Happy takes out Chio as we enter overtime.
Huge plays by both Pelican and Shu in this fight right here. Some rare misplays by, I think, the Atlanta Reign backline, I think. And not the best. The EMP, I think, was okay.
Chio's a long way from the fight right now. It's all up to Fielder in his absence, and Happy wants to shut the door on them.
Early pressure. Gonna force an early seed dart, and Houston pull this one out. Wow. Wow, really nice play by Houston here. Really nice play by Houston there. Huge echo value, mates. Huge echo value.
I know, show that goes on. It's
I mean, look at this, right?
Not a normal match, as we'll see this from
Look at this, 70 HP.
Nice job on the focusing beam.
Oh my gosh. Look at those stickies, guys. Like, that's crazy. Alright, so then Atlanta Reigns mirrors Echo here. Which makes sense, you know? I mean, Stalker, obviously a really good Echo. This map is really good, even better for Echo than the previous map because the high ground above point is like so valuable. Same kind of things here. Now, the interesting thing here is that the Echoes are fighting for this position here, which leads me to believe that both of these teams are at some point looking for a dive on high ground, where you have like your Echo either duel the other Echo and look for an opportunity to flank Sticky from here. Once point unlocks, though, the team that has the Echo above point is going to more likely than win point. The question is that more valuable than winning the dive in the backline? Because obviously, from once you're here, you can out-spam them and then spam point with your Echo here. But you can't exactly dive the backline from there.
Both Pelican and Stalker.
One Tracer on point, one Tracer on high. Lip on high means that he's in a better position to actually dive backline if he wants to. The other one's in a better position to pressure point. What happens here? Winston jumps top. I don't know where Houston's backline is here. This jump from Donghak is very aggressive here. They actually rotate out. They try to peel off Donghak, but he survives quite easily, and that's a lot of space lost. Like, look at Pelican, look at Fearless, and look at the Houston backline back here, right? Really, all of Houston's all in a clump, and we've got all these angles controlled by Atlanta. So if they're able to survive here, huge nade. And this is why the nade matters, guys. Look at what happens. They don't even go for the backline off of the nade. They nade the backline. Backline hides. Now we dive monkey. Full stickies. Donghak might die.
They actually don't have. Okay, they're barely like.
Oh, they naded.
And
they nade. I think. Yeah, they nade to peel right here. They nade to peel. And they actually hit both of the flankers. That's a Happy recall. The Fearless is unable to get out. He doesn't jump out far enough, and he ends up dying for it. Oh my gosh. Atlanta almost breaks right there. Donghak almost dies. Fielder almost died, but they hold on just barely. Oh, wow. How does one team's Ana Brig avoid the other team's nade on the high ground? A lot of it is Brig shield, and a lot of it is not being totally static. Like, you'll see teams ping-pong between this position here, and then going in here, and then going here, and then going here. So they'll, like, ping-pong a little bit. They won't stand perfectly still. Like, one thing you'll notice from whenever they pull up Ana POV is how many nades miss. And not because the Ana is missing them just because she's bad, but because the enemy Ana Brig are, like, constantly, like, doing like, these mini rotates, which makes it really hard to land. You don't stand perfectly still. We saw it first fight, right? Houston goes from their backline from here, they go to here, and then they rotated right back again. And I think, you know, Atlanta got hit by nade because they stayed too long in that one spot. Pelican going underneath. It definitely looks like
Atlanta Reign.
Houston is looking for that dive in the backline. Donghack does not go for the backline. Instead, he goes for the Echo, which is huge value, right? That's not a terrible 1v1. The problem, though, is that he keeps eating stickies. But the unfortunate thing is that I think this is maybe a bit mistimed from Pelican because he doesn't get any support. He also gets naded, which is obviously the big thing here. But I don't know if Violet had LOS in him. I think they might have been rotating. I can't quite see. I think they might have been going up the stairs at that point in time. But yeah, huge nade, huge punish. They trade backlines. Stalker's in. Stalker peels back once the dive has failed. He gets hit by a counter nade. A huge nade from Shu. And the nano on Fearless. Oh, where's Fearless? Where's Fearless? Oh no, Fearless loses it.
And he's trying to get involved. It's got to be towards Shu.
Zone backline, zone backline. Fight on point. A lot of tracers mirroring each other on point.
But in the midst of the chaos, the Outlaws did flip the point.
Yeah, and that's pretty huge, right? Because Fearless is up on
Big
that
flip. Donghack zones backline with Primal. Fearless is going to go for backline with Primal. Both teams kind of playing like stalemate here, right?
6%, kind of like nothing.
Nade hits. That's going to force him out. Donghack also gets naded and gets... No, Donghack gets slept, which means he's going to lose a lot more HP, which means he might actually die here. Okay, he doesn't. That forces a lot of pressure. Lip forces the Tracer duel.
Not enough to pressure the enemy Winston down.
Is he going to be able to get the stick? Fearless gets punished. I want to see what's happening here.
26%, kind of like
Fearless gets naded. Is Fearless greed? Yes, he does. So he jumps top. But I don't know where Ana is. No, Shu's dead.
like nothing.
Wait, I didn't even... I missed that,
Not like
guys.
Atlanta Reign got a ton of percent. 26%, kind of like nothing.
Another bio here on
Oh, he gets juggled off the map. Shu gets juggled off the map, guys. He's off the map. He get Donghack gets slapped, but he gets Shu off the map.
another bio here on Fearless.
That's why Fearless dies.
Save him off, and it's going to work again. Donghack, within that primal rage, found Shu, even with the biotic grenade, parting gift from
What Echo wants to do is typical. Yeah. You can mark, like, you can pressure point. You can pressure the enemy tracer. That's generally the main things that our tracer are doing.
Shu's not enough to pressure the enemy Winston down. And there it is, the Echo now getting some work done for the Atlanta Reign. Focusing beam deals
So
with
huge
Fearless.
play by Donghack there. Is able to get the play in the back line.
Reign here to evict the
They're going to try and commit it. Huge pulse bomb. Rally for rally. Pulse for pulse. Both hit, but Atlanta starts this fight at an advantage, so they're going to finish this fight at an advantage.
Yes, they're going to have to give the point up, at least for a brief period of time. It looked like maybe Fearless and Co. is going to come on back in, but the Outlaws take the lead for a brief moment. It'll now be the Reign who take the lead. So what are you looking at here for Atlanta?
So, like, this is like a classic dive
Maybe you
thing
have-
right here.
You know, you have the
If you're a fielder here and you see a good opportunity to nade somebody that's staging from here, you don't even need to nade backline to go for backline. You can just nade here. Like, especially in the situations here where you don't quite have your nano, you don't quite have your primal rage, you don't really need to be going for the backline. Instead, you could be aggressively marking space here and using anti-nades on DPS that are trying to stage. You can also use it on tank as well.
this
Let's
nano
keep
for
watching.
Donghack,
Now, we might
potentially even
see
for Stalk.
a copy
Stalker's having
from
a
Stalker,
great
so we
round,
might see an aggressive dive. There's the aggressive
Switching
dive
up
from
Donghack,
Fearless.
potentially even for
I
Stalk.
think this is a...
Stalker's having a great round, Matt.
So he's going to
Switching over
save nade.
towards the
Fearless
Echo.
lands. We're going to see almost certainly a nade on Fearless. Now, here's the question,
Even for
guys.
Stalk. Stalker's
Why
having a
is
great round,
Donghack
Matt. Since switching
peeling?
over towards the
Do
Echo.
you guys see this? Why is Donghack peeling? Now, you guys know when I coach tank, we always talk about don't peel, trade backlines, trade backlines, trade backlines. Okay, why is Donghack peeling here? Donghack, professional Overwatch League tank, peeling, doing what he shouldn't do, right? Wrong. This is the right play here. Why? Think about it. Why do you trade backlines? What is your goal by trading backlines? If Donghack jumps on a Brig right now, is he going to kill on a Brig? Does he have Sombra help? Does he have Tracer help? No. It's not going to happen, right? You trade backlines because you want to cut off healing, you want to threaten kills, you want to block nade, you know, whatever. But the problem is that right now you don't have any help. If you're Donghack, maybe you could go with a Stalker copy, but you don't really have any kill threat in the enemy backline. It's too easy for them to whip shot you as you try to jump in the first place. And the other thing too is it's like the enemy nade threats are all in this one spot. So why control backline when you only want to cut off backline's LOS right here? If you bubble this right here, no nade from Shu. It's over. Normally, you trade backlines because Shu could do something over here, Shu could do something over here, but that's not really the case right now. It's only here. Everything right here. So we just bubble off this spot right here. And why go for an RNG dice roll and I'm going to dive backline, maybe I get whip shot? Because that's the danger, is if Donghack tries to trade backline, what if he gets whip shot and he ends up on the floor? Now they get a free nade. Hey, what's up? So this is smart. Donghack's going to jump back. He's going to put his bubble on his backline. He's going to zap Pelican. And he's going to block the nade. Now that does mean that right now Houston could do things like shoot Lip for free, shoot Stalker for free, heal Happy for free. But I think that's a price that they're willing to pay.
The entire map so far. Duping at
Copy onto
blows.
Tracer.
Only the one death for the entire
Tracer copy right here. Let's see what happens.
So far. Duping at Tracer here. This is a stereo.
Violet drops. Violet's isolated. Violet's freaking
The
dead.
entire map so far.
Where is Violet? Violet sees... Oh, by the way, notice Violet. Really smart from Violet. Violet sees Winston jump back. Violet takes space. My Ana doesn't need help anymore. The problem is that Violet ends up here instead of ending up here or here. Right? So he's out in the open.
Duping at Tracer here.
You see? So he doesn't actually end up avoiding the zap damage. He doesn't end up utilizing cover. He gets punished for it. So it's a good strategic positional decision from Violet, but poor execution of exactly where he needed to be.
Stalker probably there's no recipient for this pulse bomb, but he's done his job.
For a second, they thought about chasing.
Yeah, just owl
Pelican
spectator
all the
mode.
way out there, but they end up pulling on back. So see how the Outlaws go about trying to break this. They're gonna have Nano for both teams, but Outlaws
Early
go about
dive.
trying to
Early dive from Atlanta Rain.
They're gonna have.
I'm assuming that he was expecting Nano. Maybe just he thinks that he's safe because he has Primal. There's the prediction nade.
He's actually slept.
It hits. And the Nano goes on to
Nano for both teams, but Primal for Donghack as well.
Echo, who is in a position to dive backline. Perfectly done. Perfectly done. You notice again how the Winston's aggression, the dive, even though he gets slept, which by the way, phenomenal sleep from Shu, is what allows Stalker to come in for free.
He's actually slept there on the high.
Big nade. And he doesn't even need to go for the backline. Because when you have Nano and the enemy Echo doesn't have Nano, you know? Yes, I think so. I think colorblind settings, guys. There's color settings in Overwatch, right? Am I crazy? Huge play from the backline. Huge play from Fielder.
Donghack leaves that one alone. He has Primal if needed, and actually pops it here.
This is fine.
Just use it to stay alive, right?
Forces an early copy. There it is right there. They're not going to be able to touch.
Pelican actually maybe going to go for Winston to try and duplicate to get to the point.
Well, I guess they are.
To get a good duplicate in the previous fight, so he has to use it for the mobility to get to the point.
Oh!
Pelican turns around.
Huge. Just one shot. Backline from Atlanta is still in a good position, though. They give up the flip. Lip just gets one shot.
The benefits of the Nano, and it was just like a really close range, almost point blank, like headshots there. On the lip, that's going to be Fearless, slept on the high ground. Don't think there's an opportunity to finish this off.
Love that from Shu as well.
Notice the rotate away once he's naded, right? We might see a rally from Chio right now. Oh, no. Bro, Chio is so disciplined with this rally. He will not use it if it's not necessary, because then now they're going to use it to push point, I promise you. So, Fearless goes in hard. The follow-up from Pelican isn't here, though. Atlanta Rain does a really good job, like,
Headshots there.
being able to, like, bait Fearless to go in hard. Fearless gets slapped. I don't even know where the rest of Houston is. Like, I don't even know where Pelican is. I don't know if he's trading off Donghack. I think he is. Like, Donghak actually jumps in basically by himself, but the guy doesn't die. He just, like, survives, but he doesn't even need Primal to survive. Like, that's the key takeaway we keep seeing here. It's like, Donghak is able to go in and either distract more people with fewer resources or actually get kills where Fearless is not able to do the same thing. And then now Chio's going to press Q and actually push points. Happy doesn't hit the pulse. Whip shot is huge. Fearless will probably die here. No, not even. Stalker comes back. They're probably going to copy. They get the nano onto Echo, but it doesn't really do a lot. That's the kill on Fearless. He doesn't get the copy off in time, though. Huge nano. Big play from Houston supports right now. Violet needs to just chill. He can't push this. 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 He can't die. Oh, it's scary. I don't think they can touch.
Yeah, and who's going to be here to get the touch? I mean, Fearless comes back on
Fearless
the Doom,
goes point as Doom, but he doesn't get out on his disengage. He's going to die.
He's low. The sleep is good. If Lip finishes the job, Violet trying to get into the fight. It's going to be Donghak going down to the whip.
Copy. Lip gets the kill and Happy. Another Duke Tracer, and that's it right there. Okay, so really, I think the key thing here is that, like, Fearless is just not able to get anything done. Like, he's zoning backline, but he's not able to do it near as efficiently as Donghak was. Like, even when Donghak is getting slept, he's setting up better aggro, like, progression. To me, the most interesting thing is, like, how the Echo enables your DPS to sometimes play peel mode more effectively, right? Like, Sombra peeling off a Winston really only works if it's like a Primal Rage without a bubble. It's not consistent enough versus other things. The bubble cuts off the hack thing here. Support diff, maybe. I think Shu landed a lot of big impactful nades. I don't think Shu got punished too often. It's too hard to see. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep watching.
Really close.
The timing from Atlanta is the big thing is that the timing from Atlanta is so clean. Like, they're so clean.
All right, Lip back on the Sombra here. The Outlaws playing that classic style here on Ruins at a side around. In our first
They get hacked
The
first.
Outlaws get control of that mega
Now,
health pack.
is this on purpose?
The duplicate.
It's pretty good. All right, Lip back on the Sombra here. The Outlaws
Yeah. Lip
playing that
loses it, so he
classic
pieces
style
out.
here
Okay,
on
so
Ruins at a
so
side
Pelican gets the
around.
hack first.
In our first map.
The Outlaws get
So
control
Lip
of that mega
ping-pongs
health
to the
pack
opposite
first.
side.
It looks like that's actually
They
going to be
lose the hack
Pelican
on
who gets
Mega.
control of that hack, so they can actually play from that side a little bit more defensively.
Crucial, right, in terms of allowing your Tracer to sort of dominate while they check their opposite number.
Even your Winston, I mean, how many times were you on board with
I want you guys to take a second to notice something here. This is a stark difference, and I wouldn't say play styles because that's too lazy. Play styles right now. Okay? Watch this. Do you guys see the difference in what the Sombras are doing? Pelican's going deep staging for a dive at backline. What is Lip doing? Off angle with pocket, shooting the enemy Winston. Putting up consistent and constant pressure. Is there something that Winston Fearless needs to be doing more here? I think Fearless has died too often in situations when he had already gotten the value that he got, and they just needed to get out. Forcing primal kills in situations, and honestly, just phenomenal peel from Atlanta. Like, if you distract backline, just get out. Like, Donghak was a lot less flashy, but basically demanding resources and using less resources, right? Yeah. Like, it's not just the ult charge, though. It's also the pressure on Fearless is just constant. Like, constant pressure. And the reason why I like what Lip is doing better right now is I don't think it's reasonable for you to be able to dive backline right now. I think, like, look at how far away Fielder is, right? Fielder is this, like, I don't think you're going to get a dive on Ana this far away right now. So Pelican's going to go for a hack, but you're not going to get a dive, so why go for the backline right now? You know, you only place Sombra 76 when there is something that, like, when you can do decent range damage without getting your head blown off, and when you can't stage for backline. But right now you can't stage for backline, so why are you staging for backline? I think this is a mistake from Pelican. I don't think this is I don't think this is worth doing. I don't think staging for backline makes any sense. Even the information from the hack isn't worth it. He's more likely to get out. He gets forced out, and now look at where he's at, right? He's all the way out, and Lip is still W King. They force the bubble out first from Lip's angle, And then now, because they forced the bubble out, now Lip is able to set up on high ground with cover, with pocket, and look at how much more space Atlanta is able to get. Now, keep in mind that Atlanta has operated off of a disadvantage here from the very get-go. So again, ignore ult charge right here. Ignore ult charge. And then as things have developed, because Lip is putting out more pressure from here, now this is odd. Winston Tracer go in, but Lip is out. This is a misplay from Atlanta here. Donghak might die. Yeah, that's a crazy like kamikaze kill here. But Lip is out. Winston jumps in, but Stalker goes in a little bit too early and gets his recall forced before Donghak even lands. Donghak also gets slept, so not a good dive. Not a good dive from Atlanta. They also missed the nade. Now somehow freaking Shu's I don't know if Violet's like sleeping at the wheel here, but Shu doesn't even get like a pack. Like Shu literally does not get a pack. No pack now. No pack now. Still no pack. That's just Inspire. No pack. That's a misplay from Violet there. I don't know where the nade was there either, but that's a big misplay from Houston backline there. Like even Shu even hits the sleep dart here. Am I hungry? Huh. I don't know. With your Twitch name, I'm not sure if I should answer that. So a bit of a missed timing from Atlanta that gets forgiven because of a huge misplay from Shu and from the Violet backline. Fearless as well gets slept. Phenomenal. Like, I mean, look at that sleep. That's just absurd. So that's going to allow more punish on the Fearless as well. So now Atlanta just needs the Bing Chilling and they're fine. He's too smart, yes. Rain went off of Shu's nade. Yeah, I mean, the nade is not the end of the world. Both teams went for the nade, but one of the Brigs actually peeled off the Ana, and the other one didn't. A bit of a sus in the box, if you kind of guys know what I'm saying, you know. And, you know, I think obviously that leads to some issues here.
As immutable as the march of time, Lip finds the
there it is. Like, look at that, guys. One manual hack instantly forces Winston bubble. I'm a little bit surprised to see him immediately translocate out. Maybe he didn't have Brig LOS, but he probably didn't need to do that. Marking Tracer. We'll probably see a backline trade here now. There's the dive. I don't know where. Oh no, Donghak's not even diving. Donghak's walking forward to the next angle. Next dive jumper, probably going to see an EMP here. And here it is. Bang on the Sombra. Bam, one shot. Then they get onto the Brig. The nade's there, doesn't matter. How's the backline of my dear friends Atlanta Rain doing right now? Fine. Pelican still doesn't have his EMP, so he's kind of Sombra 76ing, but he gets EMP'd. And there it is. Stick does hit on Donghak, which is a good stick by Happy, but it's just like look at the margin of error here. Look at Donghak's HP. The stick by Happy is fine. He literally drops to 60 HP. Or no, actually less. I think that's like 40 HP. And survives. That's brutal. Fearless again slept. And this is crucial because he's in Nano. And there's the rally in response. He's out. Peel rally, but now they've nanoed Winston as well. Houston's backline should just get toasted, and they do. Basically operating at a disadvantage this entire fight. EMP from Pelican is really sus in the box. Because even though he's here now, the follow-up timing isn't quite there. And it's also just phenomenal pocket. Yeah, it's not even a terrible EMP. Like, you look at this in hindsight and you're like, yeah, we're down one, okay. But look at how low Chio is. I think the reason why this works is I think Chio had nade boost on him. You guys see that? I think he had nade boost. So I think every heal shot was basically like over half his HP bar. So that's a little bit lucky for Chio there. Cheers, Saber. So that's crazy. So a series of unfortunate events for Houston, but really I think Lip showing his superiority here. I think the backline of Atlanta Reign, Chio specifically, but also Fielder playing really quite well.
Really low after that EMP and then trying to jump out towards the rest of the team.
That's crazy.
And Fearless goes for the chase.
I mean, that's it right there too. You know, that's it. It's not even a bad EMP.
Trying to follow up and get rid of the Atlanta Reign tank, but because he obviously gets to with that sleep dart, not
and so now what I expect from Atlanta, here's what I expect from Atlanta. Even with the pulse bomb, I think it's going to be hard mark Pelican, hard mark Cappy, or hard mark Fearless. I think you're going to see more of the Sombra 76 style, or you'll start to see some manual hacks on Tracer. They might hunt Translocator as well. Like, they know Fearless with Primals coming in. So they want to keep this dive off the back foot. They want to be taking the tank trades. They want to be taking the DPS trades. I'm curious to see where Lip's going to be.
The Outlaws require 2 individuals to keep him in check.
I can't quite... Yeah, see, look. They're peeling off the backline. Now, I do think Donghack here should probably... This is another one of the circumstances where, like, the way the On a Brig backline works is sometimes it's just too hard to try and trade backlines. You know, this is not something that we're used to seeing, especially in ranked, much less in a lot of other VODs. But, like, it just might not be good for Donghack to do this, and they might have tested and realized that when we can't dive backline because we don't have Nano, we don't have Primal, we don't have EMP, whatever, it might be more helpful for your backline to play inside your own Winston nade and just give the enemy support to the map. So that's a very interesting thing here. But you can definitely see Atlanta is definitely focused on denying this this Primal. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Fearless getting hacked here. They're trying, but he does a good job playing around bubble. Watch Fearless right here. Zoning backline. You see the hack, and then he gets inside of his bubble. Cancels hack. Really nicely done. Now he just needs to get out here. You see, this keeps happening. This keeps happening. Like, this is a great Primal from Fearless, right? He gets in there. He doesn't get slapped. He gets a lot of pressure. He baits Sleep Dart. He baits Nade. He gets the Brig out in Narnia. He cancels hack. He's got literally 5 members of Atlanta on him right now. Gets a nice little boop there. Gets the nade again, I think? And then all he needs to do is survive, and he can't do it. He can't do it. I think even before he gets naded here, probably at this point in time right here, he needed to get out or play near to cover, right? It's just a little bit of greed. Oh, Drac, thank you for the sub, mate, right? This keeps happening to Fearless, because right now you're like, well, what did he get out of the Primal Ridge? Well, he got a lot. Atlanta Reign lost the entire point. They lost all the off angles. Their entire team is grouped up in a giant clump. I'm not so sure that I loved exactly how Atlanta played this one, but they gave up a lot of space. And now the enemy backline from Houston has like all the off angles, all the things in the world. I think it's a good value, right? If we're looking at things from like an intangible space perspective. But he dies for it. He dies for it, and that's a problem. And that keeps happening with Fearless. Oh, whoa.
The Atlanta Reign. Say righto. Who else do
yes, thank you, Batsoon.
At this point, the answer is
does hack go on cooldown when you go out of LOS? It's weird. It's weird. I would have to go. It technically has an internal cooldown, but I don't think if it like actually executes off, I don't think it cancels. Yes, it gets canceled by damage. Right. Which is a bit corny. Okay, phenomenal team play by Atlanta. Fearless has to be wanting that one back. That was not his best round. I think Pelican played really well at the start. The Sombra stuff was definitely not at the same level. I think Shu played okay. Violet had some beefs, which is just typical Violet. I don't think either Tracer like did anything particularly wrong or particularly good. Both played relatively well. Stalker, Echo was pretty good. I mean, it's like it's the margin of error at this level is like so tight, you know. But again, the main takeaways is that Atlanta Reign isn't just the best mechanical team in the league. They're consistently a step above most teams when it comes to the team play. The only thing that I wasn't super sure on is the amount of times where it felt like Donghack was peeling back was a little bit interesting. Sometimes I liked it, sometimes I didn't like it. And I think the first round really came down to, I think Atlanta Reign's backline really beefed up on Ilios well. I think they really messed it up. I also think some misplays from Lip with timing things with Stalker, a couple of RNG rules that just didn't fall their way. Is Reign meta immune? Yes. One of the most meta immune, if not the most meta immune team.
Yes, just trying to get a hook maybe onto Pelican.
I mean, yes, it helps when you have Lip and Stalker on these heroes, But I don't think that, let's put it this way. The gap between Atlanta and a double sniper meta, a Reaper Moira meta, shouldn't be significantly worse. I think something very niche like a Reaper Moira meta might be, because the amount of like mechanical skill play that's allowed in that composition isn't very high. But one thing that Atlanta has also shown is a high understanding of good fundamental Overwatch macro and good teamwork. So even in a meta where that doesn't allow for a lot of mechanical outplays on strength tiers, I still think they're pretty good.
Yes, just trying to get a hook maybe onto Pelican. A little
Wizard
cheeky
Hyung,
pick there to start. Stalker also went with a Widow.
I think the players deserve the majority of the
Trying to
credit,
get an early pick,
which
but
that's always the
I
case
feel
with anything, right?
the Atlanta
Even
right,
teams
you'll
that I
take this.
coach,
If
you know.
if they want to play this type
but
of style of play,
but yeah,
and you
I
can
think,
just
you know,
mirror,
credit goes to credit.
you
So
feel pretty
they're
confident.
doing well. Slowly taking space here, clearing out the off angles. There's good shots from my shoe there. Pelicans back out. Now they're gonna go in hard.
Going over the top.
Now
Move quick though.
this is a classic Dong hack. All right. I don't know if he's paying attention to sleep dart cooldown here or not, but this is like a super deep dive from Dong hack, and you just know that he's not going to get anything out of this dive. But he's gonna. He very rarely gets punished for this. He very rarely gets punished for this.
Going over the top.
Like he's gonna live back there for a long time. And there's the punish on Winston. Oh, Fearless is gonna die.
Right now, and he's hit with the fire instantly again. The focus.
Oh, and that is something that Houston and Atlanta have just not been doing as well. Pelican is setting up for backline, but Fearless doesn't have jump yet. So then the timing. Look at the hack, right? Bam, right as they're going for here. Now I don't know where Happy is right now. I don't know if he's playing. No, he's with Fearless because he gets hit by the nade too. And this is just where it is, guys. It's like these tiny little. Well, the Ram matchup is definitely not going to be like their most dominant performance, but yeah. But like this is crazy, guys. Like this is not even a bad trade for Houston if he gets hacked and naded like a slight second later, right? Because then we're going to place bubble right here. We're going to zone backline, maybe even get a kill here. But Atlanta's timing is just better. And once again, Dong hack is able to basically solo contest the backline without dying. And Fearless basically has help and still doesn't do as well. Atlanta it's not they're a little bit faster, they're just a little bit better timed. Whether it's slower or faster, it depends. They're just their timing is just like unbelievable, right? Bam. And then now, okay, because they've cleared Fearless out, this allows Sombra and Tracer to walk forward, Winston to walk forward without taking damage. And so now the next dive is what we call an execution dive, where you're not just going for space, you're going for a kill. Winston dives and lands, Tracer probably on point or going from behind, and Sombra on the flank. This jump might actually get a kill, even without an anti-nade. And there it is, right? Execution. Atlanta gets that dive because of this right here. If this doesn't happen, then what happens afterward doesn't happen, because Fearless never really restabilizes. And I also want to point out as well, watch very carefully. You guys see Pelican? Watch Pelican out, then they dive in. Backline can play with maximum aggression. I think Fielder might have even hit a shot there off of the dive. No, he didn't. But his full attention is on enabling that dive. It's just brilliant. These guys are just on another level with this. And Houston is a really good team too.
But that bio grenade just sets up everything. It just kind of puts your team in a little bit of disarray, a little bit of panic.
Yeah, Mr. X is right, 100%. It's like snowballing there, and then now it's like, now you got to give up so much more space. Lip gets cleared out. Now Lip is really staging deep too, but it's just like it's like the inevitable is happening here. Okay. Perfect hack, shoe couldn't aid. That's it. You know, it's like little stuff like that. Like how many times have we said this in the last 20-30 minutes? Oh, they're just this close. You know, whether Fearless surviving, whether the armor pack not being there, the nade not being there, you know, Shu hits that shot on the Ana on Ilios well with the Tracer on the flank. It's just this team's just built different in that regard.
I think it's just, man, Fielder has been
and
able
you got to
to
give
get
credit
so
where
much
credit is
value
due,
out of
because
these bio
this
grenades. We
isn't
saw
just the
in the
mechanics,
first map,
right?
pretty much the entire way. You see it here in this early parts of Blizzard World. Sets up a really fast.
Do you think the new patch will
0.8
force the
take.
brawl meta? I don't think so, no. Maybe
Yeah,
for
I mean,
other
that
teams, but
pressure
it
being
depends
put
on
down on
how.
Fearless. Sure,
I don't think Cassidy's all of a sudden going to be killing Overwatch League level Sombras and Tracers.
Wasn't a
I think he's still too
bio grenade that got
squishy.
the kill, but
It's annoying in ranked. It's bad. It's a poorly designed
yeah, I
ability,
mean,
but I
that
don't think it's
pressure
going to
being
have
put
that
down
much
on
of an
Fearless.
impact.
Sure,
I'm more interested in how, like, is Junker Queen going to be more viable even post nerfs?
it wasn't a bio
Um,
grenade that got the kill, but it forced
timing, guys. Timing.
Fearless out of the fight.
Happy
I mean, that
is
pressure being
positioned
put down on
strangely
Fearless.
here.
Sure, it wasn't a bio grenade that got the kill, but it forced Fearless out.
I don't-
Yeah, I mean, that pressure being put down on Fearless.
I don't love
Sure,
this from
it wasn't a
Happy.
bio
He's
grenade that got the
poking
kill.
here, but I think Happy playing here would be a little bit better. I think part of the reason why this is happening is that he's trying to avoid getting EMP'd. The problem with avoiding getting EMP'd is that then you do a poor job of spy checking and marking the enemy follow-up off of the EMP. So what this means is that they get a free dive. Now, I know what Houston is doing here. They're going to nano the brick. That's the goal anyway. Question is it going to work?
But it forced Fearless out of the fight for a being put down
Ana
on
doesn't have
Fearless. Sure, it
POV.
wasn't a bio grenade.
Where is Ana? Is Shu in the high ground?
Yeah, I mean, that pressure being put down on Fearless. Sure,
can't
it wasn't
quite
a
see. I think
bio
Shu's
grenade
on the
that got
high
kill,
ground.
but it forced
Yeah. And Violet LOS is Shu. Oh, man.
Fearless out of the fight.
I mean, obviously, it needs to be pixel perfect there, but there was an opportunity for that to work. And freaking
Being
Shu
put down
gets
on
hit
Fearless.
by the
Sure, it wasn't a
EMP,
bio
too.
grenade that got the kill, but it forced Fearless out of
That's
the
actually crazy, man. Ah. Oh, man. Yeah, it's bad, guys. It's bad. Now, Pelican does the right thing here.
I mean, that pressure.
Pelican
being
is
put down on
in their
Fearless. Sure, it
spawn,
wasn't a bio grenade that got the
and
kill,
he's
but
looking for
it
translocate. Do you guys see this right
forced Fearless
here?
out of the fight for a long
He finds it right there. So theoretically, there is an opportunity to trade. Yeah, there it is. Good trade and live. That's a nice play by
Once
Pelican.
more descents. Lip will be traded out though. Happy finding a key kill involvement from Shu. Perhaps a sleep dart at work. Either way, this does very little to stymie this early momentum from the Atlanta Reign. They still want to surge ahead. They still have their Winston in play.
Yes, it's going to be actually, it was Pelican and Fearless.
Sleep
to
on
drop down
Dong
onto
Hack.
the payload to try and
Deep.
prevent it from
That's
moving
a
forward even
decent
a little bit
EMP.
more.
That's a good EMP. Look at this.
And
Pelican
Fearless
gets
to
here.
drop
The
down
Winston's
onto
in
the
position.
payload
The
to try-
Tracer's in position. He hits 1, 2. He hits both the Ana and the Brig at opposite sides of the map.
Moving forward even a little
And
bit.
I think
Pelican and
Fearless jumps
to drop down
Ana.
onto the payload to try and prevent it from
Yeah,
moving
so he's going to
forward even
isolate
a little bit
Chio
more.
off.
That's gonna
And then they get the stick on
be an
Fielder.
EMP.
Yeah,
You're
this
gonna get
is
both
this is
supports,
good
so,
from Houston.
EMP
They
is
also
good.
nano.
You're
They
moving a
nano
little bit
the.
more.
Who did they
And
nano?
Fearless
I think
to
he
drop
nanoed the
down
wrong
onto the
target. I
payload
think
to try and
Fielder nanoed the wrong target. Yeah, he did.
prevent it from moving forward even a little bit more. That's going to be an easy drop
Wait,
down
did he?
onto the payload to try and prevent it
No, guys, the nano gets canceled. Nano got canceled.
from moving forward
Nano got canceled.
even a little bit more. That's going to be an EMP. You're going to get both supports. So,
I saw Sombra kind of glowing, but no.
the EMP
And
is
Nano,
good here for
Nano gets
Pelican.
canceled.
There's a sense that Pelican definitely wanted to let that EMP
That's
go.
crazy. Again,
It was also
margin of
detected
error.
on the approach, so it was then or never.
That's
in terms of that fight.
unbelievable.
But this is
Because that would
crucial.
have been a
The
fight
Outlaws
winner
felt like
right
they were
there.
letting
Not a fight winner because he gets
more.
pulse
That's gonna
bombs,
be an
but yeah.
EMP.
My
Either way,
question
this
is,
does
where's
very little to
Stalker?
stymie this early momentum from the Atlanta Reign. They
How is
still want
Stalker
to
letting
surge
this
ahead.
happen?
They
Is he
still
setting up
have
for the enemy backline
their
with his
Winston
full
in
spawn?
play.
No, he's trading on the
Yeah,
enemy
it's
Winston.
going to be actually, it was Pelican and
He's trying to
Fearless
mark,
drop
but he
down
does so
onto the payload to try
unsuccessfully.
and prevent it from
It's a bit of a
moving
mistake
forward
from
even a little
Stalker
bit
there.
more. That's going to be an EMP.
Would have liked to have seen him also. Stalker also needs to be forcing Pelican's Translocator right now. Like, he needs to get Pelican out. I think Stalker's going back to peel on the Winston. Maybe like land a pulse, but I think like that's a bit of a mistake. Yeah, he goes to the pulse on Winston and he misses it. Okay, so that's what happened. I was so confused as to what happened. So definitely a misplay by Stalker there. At the very least, Fearless should have died for that.
But this is crucial. The Outlaws felt like they were letting things get away from them.
Yeah,
early,
nice
right?
play
They
by
were able
Houston,
to
misplay by Stalker.
white-knuckle grip on
Unfortunate
the reins,
error,
the
not
pace
even
of
an
this
error,
round,
but just
at least for
unfortunate
now.
timing from Fielder.
Little
Nice
long
EMP by
range
Pelican.
Shot there, connection from Fearless is, yeah, you move up, you need just
a
start
really deep transit
snowballing
there,
some of these fights, right? You know, just chaining
Houston's
them
not gonna
together,
go to spawn
chaining them
camp for
together.
that.
I like the idea from the Outlaws here to push up a little bit. You know, get aggressive. Don't allow the Atlanta Reign to set up some of these plays.
It's another sleep. It's a big one.
It's just stuff like this.
Push up
It's
a little
like,
bit. You know, get aggressive.
like Fearless
Don't
has
allow
to
the
be better
Atlanta Reign
than
to set up
this.
some of these plays.
It's another sleep.
Like this is
The
bubble
Outlaws here
gets
to push
stuck.
up a
No,
little
he gets
bit.
bubble. He bubbles on the
Right? You know,
floor.
just
Why?
chaining them together, chaining them together.
Why does he
I
bubble
like the
this?
idea from the Outlaws.
I don't know why
here
he
to
bubbles this. I don't
push
know
up
if he's
a
in the
little
act of
bit.
getting
You know, get
hacked.
aggressive.
But like
Don't
this is
allow
a
the Atlanta
huge
Reign to
problem
set up
because
some
now
of
when
these
he's actually
plays.
engaging,
Another sleep.
immediately has to nano
Fearless
or
has the
primal,
grab, but he's hit with the bio
and his
grenade.
HP
He
is getting
cannot
like
stay for
completely
long.
tanked. Like this is the kind of stuff that Fearless has not haven't had a good match so far. He's not had a good match so far. Like I don't know
just chaining them together,
what the threat was here. I don't know if it was lip. But we get a bubble, and then he tries to do a slide jump. Easy sleep by Fielder.
It's another sleep. It's a big
Easy
one.
punish.
Fearless
And then
has
now
the
the
primal,
primal
he's hit with the
heals
bio
up.
grenade.
It's
He
not even a
cannot
good
stay
place
for
for him to
long.
be fighting because Pelican's not even there.
So much pressure.
So
Look at this,
it's
Happy just
really not good. I
beelining
mean,
towards
Donghack
it.
is just totally being chilled.
Fearless having to stay alive,
And
even
then
with
now
that bio
Atlanta
early
can
on.
actually
Got
walk
that
out.
pressure.
There's a
Over
nano.
his head. The Damocles sword of
Good
Fielder.
block on the
Not
sleep
to
dart.
sneer at.
He gets a split from the brig.
He's
That's a
gonna fight
huge
with
misplay
hands
from
over his head.
Chio there. What happens to
Fearless
Chio?
having to
Does
stay
Chio just
alive,
not
even
ready
with
for
that
it?
bio early up. God, that pressure constantly hangs over his head.
I think he hits the whip shot into the wooden plank. I think that's a misplay by Chio. And then Chio isn't able to get there in time and Chio dies. So Fearless gets honestly quite lucky. But how does Donghack get the kill in the enemy backline? He doesn't even get nano. Someone must get hacked on the backline. Oh, Violet. Rallies too late. And then dies through the rally. Oh, Violet, sir. Sir, Donghack is just honestly.
No, I mean, that's both supports, but I don't know if you're going to be able to actually turn this into much of anything here for the Atlanta
Oh, man.
Reign. I mean,
Yeah, Atlanta is just consistently timing things better. Even with the misplay from the backline there from Atlanta, they go into the fight that there's no way that Atlanta should have traded that, and they did.
Fearless overlooking the location where he took fate into his own hands.
Now here we go again. Fearless is peeling. Why?
Fearless overlooking the
Why?
location where he took fate into his own hands. A very different opponent faces him now, though. Overlooking the location where he took fate into his own hands. A very different opponent faces him now, though. He'll drop down, try and deal with his young upstart. It's Donghack. A very different opponent faces Fearless overlooking the location where he took fate into his own hands.
Maybe he's expecting EMP. I think he's predicting EMP. No, we've not had the replay reviewer rant yet. I've been a big boy today. But the problem is that Fearless drops before he has jump, pops bubble on essentially nothing, and then jumps out late and gets EMP'd. Man, Fearless is getting smoked, y'all. Fearless is getting smoked. So we talked about, remember we talked about like when the Winston should peel back here. I don't think this is a moment when Winston should peel back. I think this is where you can have your Winston on cart to try and bait a hack, or try to bait like put pressure on the Tracer and bait EMP. But Fearless goes back on the Winston. Commits bubble for goodness knows why. I have no idea why. I know Donghack gets pulsed. He doesn't even get pulsed, I don't think. Maybe he does, I don't know. Tries to bubble isolate and gets punished again. Instead of being able to jump out. Ah, gosh, guys, like this is... Yeah. So the reason why you guys are seeing so much tank focus on this map is that this map is so broad and so wide, it's very inconsistent to consistently be able to dive backline. What are the other maps that are played? What's map 4? I guarantee you on Esperanza we'll probably see more backline stuff. But this map is so broad, you know. It's the reason why teams are running like deep here. Yeah, again, another mistake by Fearless. He uses bubble in a situation that doesn't really make a lot of sense, trying to isolate Donghack. It doesn't work out, and then he's just too slow on the trigger to pull out of the EMP. Pelican Translocator destroy. He's got to be
Doghack
really
created that
careful.
space,
Nano Monkey should be
pressuring
coming in
high
very
ground.
soon.
This EMP needs to be awesome from Pelican, right? You're kind of looking across the board. If he doesn't connect,
There it is. He's going to lose his Translocator. You better be careful. Where's the follow-up from Fearless?
field range,
Fearless
they're in a
gets
lot of trouble.
hacked.
That's going to be. You're kind of looking across the board. If he doesn't connect,
Nano Winston on backline.
with field range,
Shio gets the rally.
they're in a lot of
Doesn't
trouble.
quite get out. Huge stage dive from Houston.
That's going to
Margin of error there
be
is
the You're kind of looking
tiny.
across the board. If he
I
doesn't
want to know why Violet can't peel this off, though.
with field range, they're in a lot of trouble. As that's going to be the rally. Kind of looking across the board. If he doesn't connect with field range, they're in a lot of trouble. As that's going to be the rally.
It looks like both Lip and Stalker on the backline. I can't see where was Stalker. Does anyone see him?
EMP
Is he
needs to be
underneath
awesome
us?
from Pelican, right? You're kind of looking across the board. If he
I think Stalker is going up this way behind,
doesn't connect,
along with Lip.
with
So if
field range,
backline
they're in
trade,
a lot of trouble.
rally
That's
for
gonna be the
EMP,
rally that
both of them are traded.
comes out,
Lip is
but
probably going to have to translocate. Is Stalker going to hit the
They're
poles?
able to
That's
get
going to
rid
be
of
the big
his
thing. Yes, he does, or gets close enough to it. But they're going to finish that kill
At the
off.
same time,
They trade backlines.
basically the
Pelican's
same game
Translocator is
plan on the
easier to
Houston
scout,
Outlaws
so
here.
he dies for it, and that might be the difference maker right there.
Remember, Happinal really can
Yeah,
open
that's
the
it right
score.
there.
Fearless, he comes with full health, so he'll hang around for a little while.
So
but
it's a
there's not
small
gonna be any
error from,
assistance. He
not
knows
necessarily an error, but just
that
lack
he's
of a positioning. Like, Pelican's not able to get the Translocator where he wants it, so that's going to be it right there.
He will be corralled back
What's the difference
towards
between a soft engage and an execution engage? A soft engage is going, we don't have the off angles or like proximity to like actually like hard commit on backline. So we're going to try and like maybe distract backline, but like we're going to clear out your Tracer, we're going to clear out your Sombra, we're going to clear out your Winston and allow us to walk a little bit closer so that we can reach your backline easier, or we can get a flank for our flanker.
brutal fight to lose
Like
there
execution
for
is
the
just,
Outlaws
are
as
we
you're
close
trying
enough?
to get
Do we
Violet
have the
out,
off
but
angle or
you're not
flank
gonna be
to
able
where
to
we can
do
actually
so
hard
as
commit on
Stalker
backline? If the
there.
answer is no, then
A
you
little bit
soft
of
engage.
assistance from Lip and
Until you do.
Doghack as the
But you need to have a
payload
reason for
continues
soft
to move.
engaging. Like we're going to
Two
set up our guy in a
checkpoints,
flank.
About 3 minutes to finish it off. Look at this. I mean, Lip is going to come up on another EMP.
Chu wants to have his wits about him here. Stalker all
So Tracer on the off angle, he's going to be trying to clear out Donghack.
releasing.
What happens
Wants to have his
here?
wits
Do we
about
get a
him here.
spy
Stalker
check here?
already starting to make that flank.
No, Lip just gets forced out. Why does Lip get forced
Shoot.
out? I am
Wants to have his wits
confused.
about him here. Stalker already starting to make that flank.
It's
Release
strange.
Thinking about it. Already starting to make that flank.
It's strange. I don't know why Lip translocates out.
Release thinking
Pelican on the backline.
about it.
Goes for Fielder. Puts a little pressure. Distracts the backline. Same time, Donghack tries to clear out Tracer.
Drop
Both
down
bubbles
again.
are
Doghack
traded.
always going over his head. Rarely these two Winstons fighting face
Oh
to face.
gosh.
They also drop down again. Donghack always going over his head. Rarely
Hey,
these
look at
two
this guy.
Winstons fighting face to face. It's
Oh
about
my gosh. Forces out a Nano.
Stalker makes one there,
That's
but
the
it's going to be a
nano,
nano for Violet.
Yeah, I mean, they get the nano out. so
Atlanta chills.
Violet can't really get any value out of this.
Good
outside
play
of
by
living,
Shu there.
Right? So now you can come back. Violet can't really get
Donghack
any
makes
value out of this outside of
an unusual
living,
error
right? So
where his
now,
bubble
so-
has been forced, I
Stalker makes
believe.
one there, but it's going to be a nano for Violet.
Maybe?
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
not.
they
Maybe he
get the
doesn't. Maybe
nano
no.
out,
He
so
maybe he just doesn't block it.
Violet can't really get any value out of this outside of living. Right?
No, he
So now
doesn't.
you
He
can
just
come
gets
back.
completely murked. 96%. There's
That
the
is
bubble
huge.
right
You
there.
should
I
have been
missed
able
it.
to come back with your own EMP.
They're gonna commit on the EMP
They go
though,
with it anyway.
and Houston's gonna get a little greedy with it.
Come
Where they're gonna get up one, they're gonna try to push.
back with your
And again, the
own
timing here.
EMP,
It's the
right?
peel,
So now you
right?
can come back. That is huge because you would have been able.
So Houston overextends. Oh gosh, man. Oh, Houston can't do this. Violet, not an LOS. Shu, off screen.
come back with your own
So,
EMP right around
whammo.
the corner. They go with it anyway.
Fearless dies.
Slammed in here by the
Happy's
EMP.
out.
He's gonna get out, but not before he gets rid of the enemy tank. Donghack will be back to the
It
fight
does
very
cost
soon,
them an
but the
ultimate,
rival
but that's
race
going to
to
give an
move
advantage
forward.
Atlanta can
Winston's
bounce back on.
About to let loose. 2 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock here.
Now,
This
is that
very
worth an
different from the
EMP?
last time these
Kind
two
of, sort of.
played
It's
this
not really a
map.
clean fight win.
Fearless is back in the fray.
So you have Donghack going in, just trying to split off the supports there. Maybe get a bubble. He's also got Primal Rage.
Both Winston's fighting for that
Fielder
high ground to
seems like
stage for
maybe
the
he thinks that
backline.
Pelican
Good jump by Donghack.
A little bit more passive. Fielder seems like he's high.
The Donghack jumps to cover here. I think he might have baited Sleep Dart there. But basically, he is... Maybe he isn't. Basically, forces the backline to rotate. Lip on the off-angle forcing frontline. You're going to see more frontline stuff here because the angles and flanks to get to backline here are really bad. The only way that you can get is all the way around here. Yes, this is played pre-Tracer nerf. Backline peels off here. We'll probably see a Nano and Brig. Wait, how does... What? So, did we hit the sleep on Fearless? He hits the sleep on Pelican, which is huge. That completely ruins the timing of the dive. Chio is 1 HP. He hits the nade on himself and Fearless. The punish goes on to Pelican. I think maybe Stalker clips him. Yes. So he dies. Chio miraculously survives. Donghack is again on the backline here, post Sleep Dart whiff. Is able to zone backline. Like, this is what happens. You have 3 people from Houston going for backline. And into Primal, and it fails. And they don't have to use a single support ultimate. Now, to be fair, Stalker was back there to clear out the DPS. But Donghack is basically zoning the backline by himself. Bro, Donghack forced Rally essentially by himself. He and Lip by themselves forced Rally with Primal. I mean, that's the difference here. We've got a 3-on-3, which Atlanta wins, and a 1v2 or 2v2, which Atlanta wins. A 3v3 and a 2v2, and Atlanta wins both skirmishes. In other words, they get a better cooldown ultimate trade. Part of it is because Fielder hits a crazy sleep dart. Part of it because Donghack is able to bait out the sleep better.
Overlooked by Fearless right now, but a Pionade will definitely.
And Shu freaking dies. And also, by the way, Shu gets juggled. Shu gets juggled into the middle of the middle of the nowhere. And look at this guy. Chio refuses to rally until he really feels the need. And that means that this fight win goes like, that's a nice stick from Happy. That's a really important stick. They might actually get a recontest here. Oh, wow.
6 HP.
Genji meta for sure is more fun to watch. But I don't mind pro Sombra meta for too much. He needs to get this EMP. He needs to get this EMP.
Fielder able to keep him alive, use it extremely late.
There's the bubble.
EMP here coming up for Lip as well with the nanoed Winston in the way.
The EMP from Pelican is... It kind of needs to hit Stalker if he can. Or Chio is fine too. Again, Chio just kind of like walks away. Like, I don't even know. Like I swear, every time Chio gets shot... I mean, look at this, guys. How?
In the way.
And they destroy his translocator, so now he might be dead.
Yeah, maybe I'll finish this with
nope, they don't go for him. Like I don't.
They're able to keep him alive, use it extremely late. You get an EMP here coming up for Lip as well. With the
it's not even that crazy. He just balances out to cover and then shields, and then he gets healed back up again. He just walks away. I think Houston's timing on the EMP is not as good. Like for example, I will say that we're very late here, right? Like it's half of a second late, right? If Happy is in this position, if Fearless lands just a slight second later, I think he dies.
In the way. Maybe I'll finish this with some time. The EMP on Donghack means he can't.
And then now it's over. And this is the difference right here. This is the difference. The EMP goes off. There's the nade on the back line off of the EMP. Nobody's there to punish it. And yes, it's only the EMP is only on like these two guys here. And heck, they're not even shooting him. But at the same time, we have the same people. And oh, by the way, they nano Brig, but it's too late.
Maybe I'll finish this with some time.
They nano Brig too late because the nade comes in as the nano comes in. So we've had some disastrous nanos from Shoes. Not even necessarily Shoes' fault, just disastrous luck. 2 nanos lost. Wait, no, that was Fielder on the Chio, but yeah, disastrous. Wow. Okay. What's the difference between the first series and the second series? I didn't watch the first series. I didn't even really watch this series. I wanted it to be kind of a surprise. I mean, I know the result, but I wanted to like enjoy what I'm doing this year.
This style on Blizzard well. We know Outlaws chose this map. We know why. They looked very good on it beforehand, but the Atlanta.
It's a nice little start of the Nano, you know.
I think it's just the style of play. I mean, it's just so clean because you look at the Outlaws and you're like, hey, you know, we can have Fearless on Winston, right? And you know,
wait, what?
You look at the Outlaws and you're like, hey, you know, we can have Fearless on Winston, right? And you know,
wait, they just like traded the choke and they just hit a nade and then just Tracer and they just kill Violet.
I mean, that's a big, huge bio at the beginning there. Connects on the Violet.
Bro, you just like.
Where's the pressure on the
wait, what? Oh, Pelican finds his translocator.
Where's the pressure?
Yeah, look. Wait for it. You see it? Pelican finds Lip's translocator.
The pressure on the Winston is just not.
I think Violet main support has been pretty good, honestly, y'all. But again, the margin of error here is just so tight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they have not been able to punish Donghack at all, right?
Jeez. Even with the kill to Lip, this is just like such a huge setback for Houston, you know? It's just like 30 seconds wasted. Did Shu get slept there? Oh no, I don't think so. Wait, yeah, he did. Jeez, I mean, you don't need to really worry about your sleep dart as much if you have map control, like you have space, if you're not as concerned about the Winston jumping you.
Happy hacked on the high grade Lip. I mean, God, he always tries to tank the solo kill. That would be.
Yep.
Happy hacked on the high grade Lip. I mean, God, he always tries to tank the solo kill. That would be.
Lip keeps getting his translocator destroyed. Pelican's going rat mode. Pelican is going major rat mode right now.
Happy hacked on the high grade Lip.
I don't know where Pelican is right now. I think he destroyed his translocator in here. But Pelican is, that's the second time he's destroyed Lip's translocator.
He does get punished though. Maybe lingers just a little too long. Pelican wants to do a stalk.
I mean, I stop looking for like somebody to blame. That's like that's such a that's like you guys are turning into the boomer parents that you guys made fun of for watching like throwing things at the television screen. You know. It was DPS diff and support diff. Fearless Donghack has been playing a lot more like getting punished a lot less than Fearless. Fielder has I think played like made a slightly better plays than Chu. I think Chio has made fewer mistakes than Violet. So far, obviously Lip has played a little bit better than Pelican at points, but like I mean, come on, guys. Like it ain't that simple, you know. Like at this level of play, even just like tiny little differences here and there, or just somebody having a bad day matters. You guys have turned into the things that I will never be like my parents. Yet here you are.
Okay, just a little too long.
Like you guys never seen Breakfast Club?
He is able to escape. You'll blink back down the stairs.
You're growing up to become the very thing that you swore to destroy.
He is able to escape. You'll blink back down the stairs.
Are you I'm not your daff. No.
Yeah, now they have to make a play.
Gio needs to get out. He needs to be careful.
He's not able to build towards that EMP.
Fearless slept. He's low. Very.
Wait. Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff that Fearless was goofing up, right? He doesn't have bubble. So they know he doesn't have bubble. So Fielder says, you know, gotcha, buddy, right? Sleep dart, whammo. Wait, does he get slept? When does he get slept? I'm looking at the top left here. Yeah, he just overstays his welcome, right? So Fielder pushes back into him. They get the sleep, they get the punish. Fielder's freaking dice. Like, without saying diff here, Fearless has been punished more often this series than Donghack. He has made more mistakes in terms of respecting the enemy backline. Lip outpacing Pelican's EMP this entire series? Yes and no. But Pelican has also personally killed Lip twice through finding his translocator.
He's down. He's not able to make it out. So the initiator out of the mix here. You shouldn't have to make it 2 with 3.
Ooh.
Make it out. So the initiator out of the mix here. You shouldn't have to make it do with
Nice
three.
pulse by Happy. We'll make this messier than it needs to be. I don't know if this fight is really won. I don't even know if the pulse spawn was worth it, but yeah, okay.
It's just the wall that Atlanta Reign are erecting.
You get a tick here, though. You're the Outlaws, right? So you get
Exactly,
some
Virashi.
progress.
Like, you can see it even now. Even though Lip has died twice and Pelican's died, what, once? Pelican is behind an EMP ult charge. It's an opportunity cost thing. It's not a bad thing to do. It's definitely, I think, a cool thing to do on attack when you don't have a lot of space. But, you know. Now, ironically, this is yet another fight where Pelican probably should hunt for Translocated because he does not have EMP and Lip does. So, yeah.
But still, I mean, that could have been your opening, right? You get rid of Lip.
Yeah, okay, so Fearless jumps up.
Still, I mean, that could have been your opening, right?
By the way, you guys want to talk about why getting hacked matters
so
as a
you get
Winston? Because
so-
he's going to bubble anyway. He needs to bubble to cancel the hack. Chat, what's the difference between bubbling now to cancel hack as Fearless versus bubbling now to stop him from dying from hack? What's the difference? So this is a mistake from Fearless. He starts to get manually hacked. He should have bubbled immediately. He should have bubbled. So what's the difference? Because the bubble's used either way, right? So what's the difference? You can't primal? Well, he doesn't want to primal either way. He had to give up the space, right? So he's not shooting
so you get
Stalker
some point
and Lip on the high ground with this bubble. If he bubbles now, he shoots Stalker. Maybe forces Stalker away. Maybe forces Lip's Translocator away. So not only do you not get hacked in terms of you don't give the Sombra the damage boost, but you can also actually use the bubble. Right now,
Still, I mean, that could have been your opening.
he's not using the bubble. So he's not using the bubble to control space, to do damage, and like you said, he has the damage boost from hack on top of him, as well as, I guess, there's a little bit of scouting information as well.
Right? You get rid of Lip.
So
early,
that's the
you
kind
have
of, like,
a little
Fearless
bit of
has
window.
to bubble that one.
Not able to capitalize.
Looks like Pelican's looking for Translocator.
Not able to capitalize.
Yeah, he's looking.
Fielder really playing
Look
back
at where
here.
he's playing.
Yeah, they're
Wait.
I think they've tracked in the
Wait. Okay, I think I know what's going on, guys. So, hear me out. Obviously, you know, Honest playing a little bit further away because Nano and Primal. Playing co-side with Nano Primal is pretty scary because there's like a lot of like boop threat right there. It's crazy. I also wonder if Fielder's playing here to protect his Sombra's Translocator, where he can communicate with Lip if the Translocator is destroyed, or he can try to punish Pelican for destroying it.
It's a little early for that.
I think the boop thing is probably the primary thing here. But yeah, you see it? You see
That's
it?
probably why we're seeing the support.
And there's the frontline
play
EMP.
to the periphery.
Oh my gosh, these guys are so good at the game. Like I can't even break it down fast enough. You know what I'm saying? Like
Had success.
he shoots them, he translocates out, they walk forward, and there's the EMP. And again, microseconds. Fearless has to primal rage this. This is great from Lip, but also huge errors from these three gentlemen. Translocator, Recall, Primal. There's your solution.
Play to the periphery.
And yet, none of them hit their buttons.
This is getting away from that. Not a chance.
Like, it's a great play.
Their
But
combo
you just
is
can't.
so clean.
We talked
see
about
teams
this
like
all
EMP,
season
and then they have
long
the
during our
follow-up with, like,
companion
a
stream.
Tracer,
You
Winston.
cannot get
Sometimes
EMP'd like
they
that.
actually right there. It's like a defensive
Ping
EMP,
Copium?
there's
Yeah,
no
pretty much.
knockback and stuff
Like, you
not there.
can't.
I mean, we're seeing where they are right now. Viola's gonna pop
He
out.
translocates
And
those
it's-
on land,
and
y'all.
it's some follow-up from Fielder, Chio, and Lip. With
Good
the
try by
Violet
Violet to
plays.
try
I
and
mean, that
bounce
is what they
back.
use
Honestly,
on
like,
that,
this
like,
is
those
so ugly, but
defensive
ultimately it
types
ends
of
up not
plays, right?
doing
They're
jack
able to
all,
hit
so that's a
three
little bit
players that
unfortunate.
deal with it easy.
Oh
But
no,
you
this is
follow up
mental
from
boom.
Fielder,
This is
Chio,
mental boom.
and Lip
This is
with
mental
the
boom.
Violet
Nobody's in
plays
position to
the
follow
mix.
this
I mean,
up.
that is what
Fearless
they
is
use on that,
low.
like, those defensive
Fearless has got
types of plays,
the
right? They're
back
able
lane
to hit
isn't
three
there.
players
The
that
Translocator's
do
destroyed.
it
He
easy.
panics. He tries to make it work. He just freaking dies. The Tracer's not even there. Mental boom. They do catch Chio though. That's a misplay by Chio. I think Chio greets his. Yeah, Chio greets his.
deal with it easy.
His EMP's got to be big, but the follow-up again. It's
Three
So
players
they
that
greed
deal with it
the this is a bit of a greed from Atlanta.
easy.
Fielder should have nanoed
He's got to be big.
Brig. Oh, he tries
Types
to.
of plays, right?
He
They're able
tries
hit three
to.
players that
Look.
deal with it
Look.
easy.
Look. You see it? Get down, Mr. President!
He's got
Unlucky. And so Chio was expecting Nano and doesn't get it. Now, Chio could still rally this and probably survive, but he chooses not to. That being said, Nano Tracer hurts. This is why you use confirmed target? No, actually no. Very few OWL players don't use confirmed targeting because it's slower. You don't have the time to like confirm Nano at this level of play. It takes too long. I don't know. I don't know any OWL Flux support players that use it. Same thing with confirmed copy. Yes.
Troops out of dodge.
And what ends up happening is half the time the people that I know use confirmed Nano just like double tap it because they're just like yeah go, and then they end up accidentally messing it up and it like kills the point of having confirmed Nano in the first place. The only benefit of confirmed Nano is it allows you to nano people on the other side of a wall. There's like a brief grace period that you can kind of use. It's not like the worst setting in the world. It's not like a huge competitive disadvantage, but it's not like optimal or anything.
I mean, 42 minutes. 42
the key thing is to just position yourself into like around it, you know.
Hey, we should give him 40.
So Nano Monkey will probably just see a primal or a rally defense. They really need to mark that Tracer. The Sleep Dart doesn't hit. Oh, huge misplay from Houston. So Fielder goes for the sleep, which isn't a misplay, or from Atlanta. But Chio does not hit the rally in time, nor does he hit the whip shot. Look at Chio's positioning, y'all. Look at Chio's positioning. Right before the dive goes off, do you see this? Chio is looking to help the Tracer at the same time as the Winston actually jumps in. Rare misplay from the Atlanta Reign backline. So that the Winston literally lands on the Ana, and you can't do that. Your Ana can't live that. Yeah, Chio was distracted because his Tracer was crit, so I don't know what happened to cause that to happen, but the good news is that Atlanta actually disengages this, so this is smart. This is still winnable here. Oh, huge play by Pelican, destroying Translocator, and that might actually kill the push. Aw, see guys, I need to stop talking. So good job by Pelican destroying Translocator. That puts Lip in a really bad spot. But again, like, I don't know why Shu and Violet are on point. Like, there is no way that this EMP should hit Shu. No way that this should hit Shu. Shu should be right here. There's zero reason for Shu to be here. And really, Violet should also be hugging the wall a little bit tighter as well. And then Shu turns the corner and nades Violet. Easy peasy, we're good to go. The reason why this matters is because Shu can't nade himself, and nading himself just to give himself time means he doesn't take the EMP damage. He's also able to nade himself at the 60, 70, whatever HP, and then Violet's able to pack him for a lot of burst healing. This is a huge mistake from a Houston backline, from Shu specifically. Shu should never die here. They catch Chio though.
They got rid of his Translocator.
So not only does Pelican get the Translocator, but he also hacks and kills Chio with what? Happy? Yeah, they catch Happy. That's good. Good from the Houston DPS. And then Violet freaking dies as a result. Fearless catches Lip because he doesn't have Translocator. They miss the pulse.
Stalker takes a sidebar. Needs a health pack.
Yeah, really well played by both Pelican and Happy there. The only reason that worked out, massive misplay from Shu there. Maybe to try and cap point faster with 3 people? Yes, I think so too. But obviously, risk versus reward there doesn't exactly equate out to something too positive there. Telling you guys, Pelican has had some good moments here. He's really making Lip uncomfortable.
2 minutes, Mitch, and this can be a really difficult part of the map to go through. Like, it even took the Atlanta Reign a few
but I think they track EMP at this point in time.
But if you're Atlanta, you finish with
even though he doesn't quite have it yet. I think they do. Donghak's just going to stop Hart for a little bit. You know, whether that's always the most useful thing in the world. Again, Pelican's on Lip's Translocator. I mean, Pelican just doesn't even care.
And it looks like Pelican
now that does force a massive support response. My question is where's the rest of Houston?
It looks like Pelican actually trying to camp the Translocator.
Not there. Okay, so it's fine. Maybe it's too deep of a dive, probably. Happy just freaking dies. You'd love to have that one back.
So if you don't go here,
So he just
fast
freaking
enough,
dies to nothing.
That's brutal. If you don't go here fast
Nade hits
enough,
Violet.
Outlaws, right? And then
He
you're
just
forced
freaking
to
dies
use
to
this
essentially
EMP
nothing.
Up on the high ground.
I mean,
They're just kind of looking at where the payload is right now.
I don't know what to tell you guys there.
Get another EMP, and then you can just play just the flood out of spawn.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Atlanta
Pelican
Rain,
is
right?
playing
So
like a
it's
rat,
really important the
essentially, which
Outlaws
is not
get
even a
another
bad
fight
decision, to
fast
be
and
honest.
Ideally, hold on to that EMP.
He's basically saying, you know, I'm just gonna
With plenty of respect,
continue
doesn't
just
hang
be
around for too long.
just a giant ass as much as I possibly
You can
can
almost see
be,
like a
over and over and
powerful
over
shift
again. Which
in
I mean,
play
I think it's
style
fine, you know.
There's an EMP
I think it's
trapped.
smart, you know.
Presumably that's what
Now he's got EMP, and we're gonna need to see an execute.
Pelican though lays it down, and there it is.
Gets it. There we go.
Disintegrates. That's what they've done.
It ain't hard, ladies and gentlemen. I say that tongue in cheek.
There's an EMP tracked. Presumably
Now
that's
where's
what
the
they've done.
happy position?
He's Pelican though lays it down, and there it is.
Oh, Happy's underneath. Yeah, that was good. That's a really nice dive. I'm kind of surprised. Atlanta, this is a little bit of hubris from Atlanta. They have to know that he has EMP. So I don't know if they were planning to like engage here, but like even Lip, like this is just like really bad from Atlanta. This is uncharacteristically bad anti-EMP play. You've got 3 freaking people, all the squishies, all clumped up in a giant clump. They don't even mark Happy on the flank. They don't deny the Winston engage. They don't scout the Sombra. Like, this is normally where you'd see Lip, like, either destroying Pelican's Translocator or, like, one support here, one support here. They don't do any of that. Like, this is really poor from Atlanta. So, a good execution from Houston, but terrible, terrible, terrible counterplay by Atlanta there.
And you see everybody on Atlanta just back out, right?
Is it better to go for the Honor or the Brig in general? It depends. Usually the answer is Ana. Just because she doesn't have the armor. It's just a small little thing. And because the armor pack is slightly less of an issue. You know, like whip shot and stuff is kind of annoying. But armor pack is like not enough healing to keep it on up if you focus her down. But the problem is that a lot of times the Ana plays a little bit further back. So generally Brig gets focused down a little bit just based off the nature of her positioning. Yeah, that was probably the worst play versus EMP the whole series. It's poor play.
Losing a fight, but it's one that you feel really good about.
So you got to feel good about that if you're Houston. Now, setup here is a little bit weird, and I think what we'll probably see from Houston is they're going to try and take a fight on cart. And this is like classic second point Blizzard World, where it's like we don't want to control high ground because like we can't control high ground without also having somebody pushing cart, and that just makes it ugly. So I think Houston's going to try and keep it on cart and just respond to what Atlanta does with the support ults. They go for the pulse. They go for the early primal. This should be easily peeled off. They actually nano Fearless. I don't even know where Fearless is. He jumps in. They go for the hack on Fielder. I don't know what's happening, guys. I don't know what's happening. Oh my gosh, Violet just dies. They miss the sleep. Violet isn't able to get out. Fearless is basically zones backline, which is fine. Lip kills Pelican. How? Oh, he gets hacked and focused down. I mean, Atlanta's just better, guys. Like, I mean, Donghack goes in on the backline off of his Tracer's pulse bomb and just basically just kills backline just because, you know, why not? Fearless doesn't do a terrible job zoning backline, but again, it's another one of those really painful fights where we have Nano and Primal committed, and yet somehow Houston does jack all with it. So yeah, phenomenal peel from Atlanta, not phenomenal peel from Houston.
Fearless comes up empty-handed.
I mean, we're watching from Fielder's POV. I mean, like, Fearless.
The guy's just falling asleep at the wheel.
They don't even invest the rally there. They don't even feel the need to invest the rally.
Streets were calling the Lip the best summer in the world. I mean,
they have Fearless
it's not even a hot take.
Their Ana and Brig in a closed area. I mean, they feel
been the best for a long time.
This is what I was talking about. They're going to run right into this Lip EMP. They're not even close to getting another one.
3 seconds
I mean, this should be it.
Lip the instigator surely. Pulse bomb. Jeez. Not a great look.
Early
Happy was hoping
rally.
to work there.
Lip just gonna go to point and just. There's the nade that's gonna force him out. That's the zone. Here comes the EMP on Fearless. 3, 2. Oh, he jumps out. EMP anybody now.
May not even need. The Outlaws forced inside the small room. And it's enough
Yeah,
for
they hit it
them.
happy. Yeah. Atlanta's just better.
Like,
Backline from Atlanta played better. Fearless, Donghack made fewer mistakes than Fearless. Pelican did his best, but Lip did better, obviously. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think my problem with the grand finals so far is that outside of parts of Ilios where like Pelican was allowed to shine on Echo, it's been fairly close at times. It's not been like a total stomp, but it's mostly just like I would want a meta that's like a little bit worse for Atlanta, just for the sake, because it's like it's just not a, was it a 4-0, guys? Is it a 4-0? No, 4-1. It's just not as interesting to watch. You know what I'm saying?
right?
When it's this not one-sided, but yeah.
When we were
All right, so
Has Konomi the any of these Montage?
this is the big number right here. You guys want to look at like the numbers that matter? This is it right here. I mean, obviously, that really these three stats are the stats that matter. The sleep darts have been landing significantly more often than the enemy monkey. The nade follow-up on backline way more, so many fewer deaths. And there's a lot of factors that play into that. You know, Winston play, Sombra play, setting up those kills.
He just
Yeah.
fires one shot here.
Donghack has played better than Fearless this series. I 100% agree. I do think that a lot of it you can blame on team play, but I do agree with you. From what we've been able to see, it's a little bit easier to judge tank play from without a replay viewer. Support play, it's a lot harder. But we do see enough tank play and Winston play specifically to tell you that Donghack has played better than Fearless. He has. Fearless is a phenomenal Winston. Fearless is probably a better Winston than Donghack. But this series, Donghack played better. And whether that was team coordination, communication, I don't know. But I also think you got to give a lot of credit to how Donghack was taking engagements just based off of his own personal decision making. Okay, now I am very excited to talk about this matchup for you guys because this was the most fun map of the series just based off of the brain play. Okay, now some of you guys, I hope, have watched my YouTube video that I posted today because I need to eat. But also because I had a very interesting segment, if I do say so myself, on what the heck Houston was doing with this composition right here. Now, why are Houston on Brig? Why are Houston on Brig? Give you that YouTube app premium ad. Listen, if you're not watching my video on repeat over and over and over again while you're sleeping at night, I don't know if we can talk. Right, Sombra. Brig is not good in Brawl. She is very easily to speed and run over. Brig has a very powerful ultimate, but if you speed boost your Ramattra and Mei, or with a wall, and Brig gets walled, or she just dies. She just freaking dies. So Violet has to play very careful. He's playing Brig to stop Lip from going Sombra. It's a cheese, ladies and gentlemen. And Lip makes a bad mistake. And Atlanta as a whole doesn't play this one very well. And to give credit to Houston, spoilers, Houston completely outplays Atlanta this map. Totally outplays Atlanta this map. All right?
Have a gander, as we say.
Lucio is easy to hack. His ultimate is easier to cancel. He's easier to set up on backline and harass. There's a lot of reasons why Brig forces Sombra out faster. You will never see this composition again, almost ever. I don't think you will ever see. I don't think Sombra Brawl is going to be very popular moving forward. We'll see how the balance changes goes next patch. But unless we see Sombra Brawl again on other maps, this is one of the few maps where it's actually good because there aren't a lot of off angles. You will never see this composition again. Lip should have gone Hanzo instead of Sojourn. Yes. I think Sojourn is garbage into this composition. The only reason that you play Sojourn is because it's a hero pick comfort, and also because Sojourn cannot be sped boosted on by the enemy Ramattra Mei and killed. But the problem is why would you worry about that when they're on Brig and not Lucio? There's no speed boost to chase down a Hanzo. Go Hanzo. If Lip goes Hanzo, I know Atlanta doesn't perform. Maybe Atlanta doesn't win this map, but it looks a lot better. I just don't think Sojourn's that good. I think Hanzo most of the time looks better even with Lucio. But certainly with the Brig, there's no reason for them to be playing this here. Now Violet has to be really careful because they can speed boost on him and force. And right there. We see that? This is exactly what Violet can't do. He cannot get walled. He cannot get sped boost on. He messes up. He gets too close. He doesn't have a bash angle. They even body block his bash so that he can't get out. And then he ends up dying. So that was really well played by Atlanta as a whole. But the problem with the Sojourn is that not only is there no reason to play it when you're not going to get sped boost on, but also the more consistent verticality that Hanzo brings is more valuable on this map. Like, Lip I remember watching this when I was studying this for the video this morning. And Lip just gets no sightlines at all. He gets no sightlines. He does no damage. He has no flank, no angle, no sightline at all. Yes, comfort picks aren't that important, but meta is also important at this level of play too.
Aggressively. Yeah, Atlanta had the Lucio in this setup, right?
Check it.
Which we've seen teams combine
Hack on Ana, distraction, 3, 2, 1, wall, a little bit of pressure. They don't even necessarily need to force anything. You see that? They're not even necessarily like running forward, because if they run forward, Violet might just freaking die. So Violet has to like space it really carefully. So Violet's not doing a whole lot, but again, Lip isn't doing a whole lot either. So it kind of balances out, guys. The nade there hits on Fearless. Fearless perma block. But then they get too greedy, and then that's going to force a response from Nano. Good hack from Sombra on the off angle. That's going to force Stalker's Ice Block because Stalker doesn't get out in time. Stalker plays a little bit too aggressively, and the Ice Block, Stalker is dead. And bye.
Oh, they tried to actually nano speed.
Wait, did they try to nano Stalker? They did, but the nade is there. Disaster, 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 and Lip has been done. Lip has been done, I say. Lip has done jack all, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a huge pickup. I think what would have happened.
Really nice little timing from Happy on the backline, by the way. The guy's been a total rat. Happy has done significantly more than Lip has done on Sombra in terms of distraction and overall pressure.
But that is a huge pickoff, right? Getting rid of Stalker when he could have used that Blizzard, and also maybe it's really just.
Now we're 2 minutes in.
Says a lot about
Notice that Violet's spacing there was a lot better.
Let that go, right? You can just respawn, come back to the fight, try again. The Reign cares so much about keeping the pace up here.
There's the wall. That's a bit of a mistake from Hawk. He needs to spy check there, and that's just a free fight win. And so that's, you know, 30 seconds wasted.
It might have something to do with the other DPS in that lineup.
So you play that Mei though in that corner, right? You have condition like an
so much time
great
wasted.
spot to just have these fights constantly come around. No,
there's the beat engaged. Outlaws can rally just to stand their ground, and rally is significantly better at beat if you don't one-shot the Brig, because the rally lasts and lasts and lasts, and beat goes zzz, right? So as long as Violet doesn't die, she doesn't die. Here comes the EMP, and it's fat because it also cancels the Blizzard. Not just the cast of the Blizzard, guys. Remember, Happy is... Okay, I want you guys to pay attention to Happy. Happy is not reacting to the beat engage. Happy is not reacting to the Hawk ult because it doesn't cancel either of them unless they're in the cast, okay? Happy is responding to Stalker pressing Q. Yes, I'm an Overwatch coach. Happy is responding to Stalker pressing Q because new EMP now cancels Blizzard. Not the cast of the Blizzard, it always did that. If the Blizzard has left the Mei's hand and has started to freeze the floor, it will cancel the freezing effect instantly. So not only will it do damage and disable abilities and maybe open up opportunities, but it completely negates an ultimate. Bam. That's it. Mei's dead. Now they do get onto Shu, which is a misplay from Shu. I want to know what happened with Shu's sleep dart, with nade, with the rally armor, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Enough of an advantage was accrued from that EMP, and they just come. Oh, what a play!
This is really
Q
good
Diva
here
suck,
for the
yeah.
Houston Outlaws. 1 minute. Nano boost available for this next.
So great EMP by Happy, perfectly timed.
Have Lip with this overclock is you're able to just
and Lip again, zero sightlines, zero space, zero off angle. They go Brig, which is ironically the proper swap here. but it's probably too late at this point in time. They've not been able to punish Violet, so then they try to mirror Brig to deal with the Sombra.
Here just to screen off.
And they're probably just Nano Ram here.
They were trying to actually
Oh, he's got to be so careful.
with a bio, and they actually tried to get that Maywall to block him off, but didn't.
There's the Nano. Lip gets punished. Really, Lip should be popping the ultimate like now.
They were trying to actually catch.
I guess they're trying to bait it, but Lip goes forward before he has his shift, and then all this he's asking to do is get walled and then rushed on. So the irony here is that they're running the Sojourn to avoid this kind of play, and yet that's exactly what he does to him. Fearless makes a bit of a mistake here, because he turns his attention away from Hawk, thinking that he's dead. But Hawk isn't actually dead. He gets nanoed. So I'm scared that Violet's gonna press W and die. But ooh, it's scary. Nope, they don't get it. Good discipline there. Nice wall to buy them some time. They stabilize. Fearless gets in there. They isolate Fielder? I don't even know what happened there. What happened here? It looked like Houston walled for time. No, they wall off Chio. Yeah. So then Fielder is sprinting forward to help Chio, but then ends up walking into Fearless. Lip pops ult, but it's too late, guys. It's too late. I'm surprised it's even gone as long as it is, or as long as it has.
Yeah, Stalker is on the point there.
There's the rally. EMP 3, 2, 1, bam. And there it is.
Blizzard down.
Not gonna matter. I mean, Houston outcomps them. They're on the wrong hero. They could have gone Brig from the start, Atlanta. They could have tried some different rotates. Like, they could have... Here's the thing is, like, if you have the Lucio, what Atlanta could have done is gotten the cart to here and try to rotate up through here to try and catch the Brig. That would have given more space for Lip and would have also allowed them to force the Ana Brig to rotate. That probably would have been the better play, but they don't adjust. Like, I think this is the thing. Is like, there's always counter-strat to the counter-strat. But if you don't counter-strat the counter-strat, then you're going to get counter-stratted. And I think that the impetus is always on the team that's getting counter-stratted to respond to correctly. And so Houston basically puts Atlanta in a hole and they don't respond properly. It's hard to do that in the middle of a match. You know, this is not something that I think Atlanta has any reps versus. So if they don't not able to make the call in the moment, they're just going to lose. Yeah, Atlanta does get onto the Brig, but as soon as Violet cleans up that initial mistake, there's no adjustments at all. And normally it's not always about adjusting in Overwatch. I see like a lot of Reddit threads and Twitter comments about why didn't we adjust this and that. It's not about that. It's about execution. But there are exceptions, and I think whenever you roll out versus a matchup that you'd have never like played with before, you do need to try and think about what the adjustment is. No, they're not able to communicate. You need the players to be able to make those adjustments. And again, like I said, the adjustments usually aren't super important. It's more about the execution. But when somebody rolls out in something foolish like this, you need to try and make an adjustment. And so then Atlanta goes, okay, well, you're going to play Sombra, so we're not going to let you play Sombra. But then Houston's like, well, screw you guys. We're going to roll out on Brig to deny your Sombra, and we're going to play a hero that doesn't even care about your Brig. And they go Hanzo. And Houston is just, Houston once again gets the last laugh here, because this is just the better call, right? I mean, even ignoring Happy's performances on Hitscan, it's just, what are you going to do, you know? Violet gets a little bit cheeky with it, and there we go. Even competitive Overwatch is hit or miss with their takes on this kind of stuff. You think anyone is coming close to Atlanta this year? I don't know, man. I don't know. We talked about it.
Comparing it to the Sojourn, Hanzo was.
I would go as far to say that I think Lip should have swapped Hanzo here. I really do. I really do. Lose a little bit of ult charge, but it's okay because I just don't think this is very comfortable from Lip. I don't know how good Lip's Hanzo is. Surely it has to be good, right? Huge cooldown trade. It's kind of hard to see exactly what's happening with both Anas here, but, you know, Shu's the one hitting the sleep dart and the nade there. That's going to force an early Nemesis and create a lot of space. That forces an early ice block, and that's GG's. I don't even know why Lip dies. I don't know if he just, like, egos or what, but Lip just dies, and I don't know what happened. I have no idea how Lip dies here. off screen. But the Ana, oh, look at this, guys. Look at Fearless blocks nade here. Watch it. Check it. Right there. Bam, blocks nade. That's crazy. Then Happy hits a shot that forces Stalker to use Ice Block, Hanzo, and then that just means instant Blizzard from Pelican, game's over. That's crazy. I mean, Houston outplayed them in every single way. Every single way. Individually, on both backlines, outplayed their enemy counterpart. I guess with the exception of Violet, who I think like just existed better. It's kind of hard to judge main support. But more Ana value from Shu than Fielder. Slightly better Ramattra performance in terms of how they were like from what we saw anyway. Yeah, that's great. That's great. No, I haven't done. I only do one match per week because it takes me too long to go through them. I try to be quantity, not quality, not quantity. But yeah, okay. He existed better. Yeah, I mean. I don't know, man. I can't see what either support are doing, main support's doing. It's impossible. Alright, let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen. On a break dive. Probably a little bit less frontline focusing here because the map is pretty long range, but it's not like hyper long range. There, you will see probably more backline trades here. The other thing about Blizzard World as well is like the pathing for your flankers is a little bit predictable on really all 3 points, so I'll be curious to see what happens here.
Looks like maybe just checking a little bit there.
Fielder's just basically, like, he could tell he's looking for Sombra. There's the hack on Fearless. And by the way, Lip and Pelican differential already. Look at how Lip is playing with, like, Brig Pocket. Off angle Sombra 76. Meanwhile, Pelican's setting up for backline. Barry, thanks for the sub, mate.
Breakdowns have helped me immensely.
You say that, but you're still gonna trash talk me in the Seda lobby 1v1. How am I supposed to take your word for it when you're always talking trash, mate? I don't know. I don't know. That's super. I'll take your money gladly, but I don't know. But yeah, this to me is like this is exactly like what we saw in Ilios Ruins, where you got one Sombra off angling. Basically just SMGing the enemy front line, and the other Sombra setting up for backline. And to be honest with you guys, I do think what Lip is doing is probably better, given how far away the backlines are at this point in time. Like, we are going to see backline trades at some point, very soon. But not right now. And so Pelican going all the way into spawn, I guess he's hunting for Lip Translocator here. But it's just, you know, it's just like, is that better? I don't really know. Now, it's interesting to note that there is a bit of a mistiming here. Lip gets forced out as Donghack goes in. So Donghack needs to be really careful. At the same time, Pelican is going for backline. He's got the hack on Fielder. Now, we do hit the nade on Shu, but I don't think this is going to really matter here. I say that as he almost dies. Stalker needs to be really careful. Ooh, yeah, this is really good. Actually, I think Lip, a rare missed timing from Atlanta there. Rare missed timing. So Lip is out. Fielder's hacked. The nade from Shu from downtown hits. Huge anti-nade. Fearless doesn't have bubble yet, but he goes for it anyway because the guy's 1 HP. And they get the space. They win the cooldown trade. Now, I don't know why Shu dies. Oh my gosh. His mid-fight combos from Lip and Stalker are insane. But really not too bad from Houston there. How does Violet die? Violet, sir. And this is where we just come down to like better timing, better mechanics from Atlanta. Both teams are kind of on equal footing here, but Violet dies faster, Chio wastes more time, and that means that Donghack is able to preserve his HP a little bit better, and so miraculously Atlanta pulls this one out. Lip and Stalker together are so good. Yep. 100%. 100%.
It's COD Champs weekend. We can make a COD reference.
All right, Pelican controls this neutral pack for a time.
Scouting hack for backline. Gonna call backline rotates. Hey. Ow! Stop biting me. Yes, you are. Stop lying. Pulse goes a little wide. It's not the best timed either, and so that's a bit of a misplay from Atlanta. So then Atlanta's gonna kind of just chill now and mark. They can't really dive backline anymore. Lip's not positioned for it. Stalker doesn't have recall. Fielder's in literally Narnia over here. So, you know, Happy just freaking dies. Is that a manual hack or a misplay? No, he just dies. I don't know what happens here. This happens more often with Houston than it does with Atlanta. Are those kind of hacks for ult tracking? No, I think it's more for scouting. Where, you know, Happy is healthy, but he just dies. He just dies. You know, it feels, same thing has happened with Fearless a lot. We've seen it happen with Pelican a few times, with Violet a few times, where people just die. It wasn't hacked, wasn't naded, wasn't slept. He just died. And a huge nade from Fielder, right? Donghack is able to avoid the LOS while he's naded. It's just a mechanical mistake. Ooh, nice play from Shu.
There was a nice sleep onto Stalker, but
Oh,
this follow-up, the
Violet.
Atlanta Rain come at you in waves, and they just don't stop
Oh
coming.
man, EMP responded as well, but there's no follow-up. That's a disaster.
Digs deep for that kill.
It just seems like you're throwing a lot into that there if you're the Outlaws, right?
When you hack somebody, they can see the hacked target through walls. So it's useful for your team sometimes.
Pelican to get a kill or two, not going to happen there either.
So now, what Houston really needs to do is they need to hunt for Lip Translocator and maybe look for backline. So Happy's going top. Lip loses his Translocator. He hits a frontline EMP on Fearless, but credit to Fearless, the man finally steps up and jumps the EMP. So he gets slept, but he's able to get his Primal out in time. This is a really nice play from the Houston frontline here. They destroy Lip Translocator. Fearless is able to dodge EMP for the most part with his jump, and then able to Primal out of it. Really nice play for Houston there. Really, really nicely done. Really nicely done. A little bit of a mistime there. You could probably guess that Fielder also tried to commit nade off of that EMP and missed it because Fearless jumped it. So this was a really nice play from both Pelican and Fearless here. That was great.
They sat on this for a while. It's time to hatch it. Donghack, again, really cares about controlling this high ground. As usual, the Atlanta Rain making incremental progress, but now...
And then Lip finally gets punished. I think Chio also got booped down there. That was really, really nice from both Fearless and Pelican. We've been ganging up on them a little bit recently, but that was tight. That was really good. Completely negated the EMP and easily staged into the backline there. That's super good. Got Translocator as well. Really great.
Brutal.
So then now they're in a position to reset the card and also get some of their own lead here.
The Atlanta Rain actually do get that first checkpoint, which is quite huge.
Okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, it looks like maybe Lip was actually still on the bot at the time. And it didn't
Clearing out Tracer.
Amount of progress going forward. And
He needs to be careful. He does not have recall. Fielder gets slept. Where is Shu? Is Shu on the opposite end of the bridge? No, I think Shu's over here. Yeah, Shu's over here. There's the anti-nade from Shu. Fearless gets slept. The bubble is maybe a little bit too early with the cover that they landed off of the nade. So Fearless doesn't need to bubble that fast when the enemy backline's naded, because the enemy backline tucks, which means you can take more space before you bubble. That's actually ironically why he gets slept there. And then he's going to get pulsed, and then he's going to die for it. Now, the Nano goes out, but I don't know why... Stalker and backline, I think? Violet's looking for Peel.
Kind of stumbled into it.
Happy premature recall there as he tried to get some poke down on Donghack.
Yeah, Brigana just are unable to peel it off.
Fearless. Hang it on.
That's all it is, mates. That's all it is. Donghack doesn't get slept. Backline trade there. And Fearless is going to get Nano, but it's not going to matter. Atlanta's backline really plays that one well. Wow. No, Hacked Catholic does not give Sombra ult charge.
Other ways, so 15 meters there for the Houston Outlaws.
Shu didn't get the heal there. Yeah, he also, it looks like he got hit with a bit of the pulse as well.
Especially when the other team has that checkpoint.
You know, I'm also curious, where was Happy here? No, I'm really curious here.
amount of progress going forward, and he just kind of stumbled into it.
Interesting, Happy premature recall there as he tried to get some...
Because Happy doesn't really stop anybody from doing anything.
Fearless, hanging on, Nano from Shu, but he's going to fall after the fact. No one there to keep Violet topped up either, so now Fearless is glowing all blue and stuff.
Yeah.
For the Houston, the other team has that checkpoint, and they can just...
So Atlanta's got spawns now. Atlanta's got high ground. You might see a stalemate here, and I think Atlanta's pretty happy with the stalemate. You know, Lip's just going to sit there and farm EMP. They're going to farm Nano. They're going to farm Pulse Bomb. They have a significant lead in their backlands on high ground, so they don't really need to do anything. They're actually looking to mark the Tracer out in the flank, which is pretty smart. Donghack actually goes in pretty deep with Primal. Hey, Frozen Al. I mean, I think Fielder is 12.7. There's the hack onto Fearless. Nothing really changed. We're just seeing a stalemate here. I'm assuming Lip's Translocator gets destroyed here. It does. And he doesn't get pocket in time. They push off of that. Pelican's rat playstyle working out again. You guys probably are wondering, how do I know that his Translocator got destroyed? You guys have seen enough of this to know that Lip isn't just going to stand there and get focused down and die. He's going to Translocate out. The only way that he loses is if his Translocator gets destroyed. So Lip, I think, they need to be more careful about this, because Pelican, the only thing Pelican has been doing is looking for Translocator in these kind of situations. And so I think it's a bit of unfortunate from Atlanta there. Love that. Yeah, it's been really fun to watch. Wow, Atlanta is committing here. I do not like this. I really do not like this. There's no reason for Atlanta to commit here. They can simply reset here. Maybe it's because he gets slept and Donghack doesn't want to stagger. They need to get a kill here somewhere for this to like actually matter. It does. I will say this. It does stall out. So it does stall out enough for Lip to be able to get back. Maybe that's what they're playing for. And so what they do is they basically spend Primal just so that these guys can stay in the high ground. So I'm out here hating, but because Pelican is hunting for Translocator, he's not in a position to like actually hack and punish Donghack for doing this. And so now Lip is back, and they're freaking dead. I can't do this, man.
He's gonna get some healing from Fielder up on the high ground.
EMP, Winston, Tracer, backline smoked.
All the way back around. He's gonna get some healing from Fielder up on the high ground.
1-2-3 versus 1-2-3, and Violet freaking dies. Then Winston and Sombra on the backline. They don't even hit the sleep target. Like it's just. They just don't miss shots on each other. Like they just don't miss shots. Like he hits the self nade, and then the armor pack now has a huge burst. It's just a matter of timing, guys. Like it's just a matter of timing. Like the Winston is just a little bit late. You know, he doesn't quite land on the Ana, and now Happy is in his own backline, so he's able to get a pulse kill on Donghack, but.
For these supports on the Reign to keep
That's
each
just
other
crazy,
up is just
man.
so silly. I mean, right there, he's got Fearless in his face. I think Happy is there as well.
He doesn't even hit the sleep dart there.
It's those Inspire procs. Come close together if you can sequence.
And you guys asked me, what's the difference there? Hitting your heal shots, getting your Inspire, preventing that Winston from actually landing on top of the target. That's the other thing. Like, if you look at the difference between these EMP follow-ups here, I want you guys to watch really carefully. You see this? Watch. Bam! He lands on Violet. They are on Violet. They also have Stalker follow-up, which is really huge. The other thing here, Winston does not land on Fielder, so there's no landing damage. You can also attribute a little bit of that to mechanics as well. But if it's a two-man onto a two-man and a three-man onto a three-man, but Happy isn't really doing anything to peel off his backline outside of being able to trade Donghack.
They're going to be able to follow this up.
Fielder, they're desperately trying to keep him standing. He's still up. Somehow he's still alive. That is just ungodly. Procs, come close together if you can sequence your whip shot right close to a swing. come close together. If you can see,
Oh, they don't
repair
even
packs,
sweat.
it's
Yeah.
those Inspire procs.
I don't know where
Come close
Pelican
together
is.
if
Maybe he
you
gets
can
hacked.
sequence
I think he
your
loses
win shot
Translocator.
close to a sword.
Yeah, they lose Translocator on the in the room to our Mega, I think, or something, and then just pulse bomb. So there's that.
You could do there. They were trying to chase and kill the Outlaws, but they're getting caught flat-footed here.
Yeah,
Definitely in
Outlaws are getting
territory of being able to finish
a
the
little
entire
bit
map
toasted.
Here.
What a statement that would be.
Well, I mean, what you got a nano here for Donghack on the way in. You have Rally as well.
And Atlanta can once again just kind of
And they've
chill
done
here.
some
Look
pretty
at how
nice
far
jobs of being
Fielder's
able to
playing
keep each other
back,
alive,
right?
even with
Nano,
Rally's
Primal,
abilities.
Rally. What's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Fielder sees
There's the Nano.
Space up.
That's going to waste their Nano. There's the trade. Fearless is probably going to have the Primal or fully disengage.
He looks nervous about it.
It's not honestly not too bad from Houston though. An ult for an ult while being able to walk forward is important. Huge sleep dart. 3, 2, 1. There's the hack punish. That's going to force Primal Rage. Then we're going to see a rally. There he does. This guy like Chio is so greedy with his rallies. It's unbelievable. Tell me that you don't pop your rally here right now if you're any other support. They just disengage. And the only reason he pops rally is because he gets cornered.
Lip's gonna have EMP
Now
or
Donghack messes up here. He's got to realize how much in a hole his team is, and he needs to disengage further out. He's staying too far in deep. He needs to get all the way out to kite this out. So that's on him. But in the meantime,
I think you probably just
Backline actually survives, and Backline will be able to retake high ground here. They're going to be able to retake the high ground, and we've essentially reset up our positioning all over again.
Something there.
Donghack's already back off Spawn, right?
And there it is. Now Happy's out. There's the trade in EMP. Violet does respond well, though. Do we see a manual hack on a Stalker? How does Stalker die? Uh-oh, that's a bit of a misplay from Lip there.
Back off Spawn, right?
This is what I mean.
Yeah, huge play by Violet here. Huge play by Violet. That's not a misplay, it's a huge play by Violet. How does Stalker die, though? Slept? No, stunned. Naded and stunned. Huge play by the back line of Houston.
Nice use of the rally there by Violet.
Huge play by the front line of Houston.
Okay, there's an open
Love to see it.
Houston. First destination is that checkpoint. They need
And that was really, really clean. Really nice response there.
Maladroits.
And they did a really good job. It was an extremely expensive fight from Houston. But they did do a really good job zoning out Donghack while they're zoning out backline so they could isolate Donghack. Yeah, okay.
Meters,
If a brick is good enough, can they wreck to rally with EMP every time? Yes.
obviously a little bit more now in
The only problem is that if there's a nade follow-up, it's a little bit of a risk.
You're at 22
But yes, you can.
meters, obviously a little bit more now in counting.
Now, is
You
Lip gonna
absolutely
find
need the
Pelican's
checkpoint off this fight,
Translocator?
because if you don't, the boss
No,
is
he's
gonna
not.
be
He's
so
frontline
far back in your
SMGing. He's gonna get
territory.
forced out, and he
Checkpoint
dies.
off this fight.
Wait, how does he die? Pelican is looking for his Translocator again. Pelican is a rat. I would not be surprised if they go and shake hands at the end, and Lip just sucker punches him right in the stomach.
Because if you don't, the boss
Look at this guy. This guy almost has EMP, and he's setting up. He's looking for his Translocator.
goes so far back into your territory.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So Lip dies again. Stalker goes for the pulse, misses the pulse.
Pulse there. It's
Ah! Karma! Karma, ladies and gentlemen! Pelican on the backline gets a little too close, gets forced out, translocates out, but his translocator is on top of the pulse bomb and dies.
good.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the nade from the floor,
All right. Pulse
and Fielder nades from the back right and hits both backliners. Oh my gosh.
Nasty stuff from Fielder again. Clinical.
You know, this is the making of a great team. Not only great mechanics, not only great team play, but just a little bit of luck.
Should be swinging right on back to the
Ah,
Outlaws.
no
I mean,
way.
what? They have 100.
And up.
Look, Stalker's laughing. He knows it too.
Right, Pulse there. It's good. Pelican is down.
Oh, they're so
Shoot bios.
Look at him. Look at him.
Nasty stuff from Fielder again. Clinical.
He knows it too. He knows it. He's like, there's no way. There's no way that actually just happened.
And that bot should be swinging right on back to the Outlaws
And
half of
look,
the map.
I mean, what? They have 112 meters, right?
Total
The bots
rat.
can go all the way
You know,
back.
Lip is like, bro, I'm gonna pay you a cool 50 after this match. Appreciate you, bro. Glad you got. You can't see my face cam. All right. Can you see it now? Can you guys see it now? Watch Stalker's face. You see it now? All right.
Again, clinical in his accuracy.
Look at my man is grinning.
Bereft of teammates. And that bot should be swinging right on back.
And now
to
Lip's
the
like, yeah,
Outlaws
thanks,
half
man. I
of the map.
appreciate it.
mean,
You know,
what?
I got you next time.
112 meters, right? The bots can go all the way back.
It's not real,
They'll
man.
still even get close in
All right, and then now Atlanta once again with such a lead, like you could pretty much just AFK on this high ground and just control space. And this is especially attractive because you go into this fight and you're like, we don't have our EMP yet, we don't have Pulse yet, we don't have Rally, we don't have Nano. Why force a fight? So what you'll probably see here is I would like to see, I don't know, maybe Donghack on cart here, Lip maybe SMGing, and Stalker should be in spy check duty. Stalker should be hard marking right now. Like you see a good split from Ana and Brig here. Oh, Stalker's, wait, we're on Kiriko right now. Okay. Probably the best Ana Kiriko team in the world, and their Brig stuff has not been working, so you know, you got nothing to lose. Roll the dice, maybe. Isn't it risky for Donghack to play card if they have EMP? Yes, but it's risky regardless. Donghack can react to EMP with jump. You guys saw Fearless do that earlier, and he has Primal afterwards in case that he needs to use it. Good catch. So I would rather have Donghack push cart so that Lip can focus on pressuring frontline, and a Stalker can be freed up to go hunt for backline. Whether it's hunting for Translocator, hunting for Happy to prevent the follow-up from happening. Unfortunately, Violet just freaking destroys Stalker. The EMP hits, and it hits both backliners. Aww. Bro, like, what are these people? Like, so it hits one, but they're only able to get onto one, and again, the follow-up just isn't there. Like, oh, he hits the whip shot, guys. It was a Kiriko swap. The Kiriko swap is fine. It's not like optimal meta, but at this point in time, like, you're not winning in the air. You need to mix something up, and these guys are the best Ana Kiriko duo in the league, I think. But Chio hits the whip shot. Look. You can't even see it right there. And so he doesn't die. There's no bubble. There's no landing damage. There's no zappity zaps. Violet even TP's in, but he's going to have to Suzu because he was expecting Winston bubble. Happy is also very late. I don't know where Happy was. Because Tracer's not even on him right now. Yeah, Happy is super late. Poor timing from Houston, and they just, oh gosh. And now Violet should probably die, honestly. They're trying. Wait, no way he hits that sleep. No, he doesn't. Okay, but again, wait, is that a whip shot here? Look at that, he boops him off. Oh my gosh. Dude, this guy's disgusting. Gio has to be the best Brig in the league. Like, this guy doesn't miss. Like, oh my gosh. Every time. Oh no. Oh! So the Nano Primal is definitely a mistake. The Nano should not have been used here by Fielder. I don't know if this is just like a panic, like, this fight's going crazy, but this should not have happened. Let the Primal run its course, rotate with your Brig, and then Nano your Brig if you need to. Or if you lose this fight because they Pulse and Nano and Primal and EMP, then fine, you go Nano. So the Nano is really quite bad, and a huge Pulse from Happy. Yeah, thank you, Clairvoyant. Come on. Wait. Yo, Clairvoyant. Who was streaming it again? Was it Chio POV? Was it Chio streaming it on Twitch? Yo, how long was he streaming it? Well, Donghack was in the act of primaling. You see, that's why the Nano is bad. How long did he stream it?
Grenades that are coming on in, right? You're constantly getting hit by them, being able to use that cleanse.
Wall pulse, by the way? Really?
Yeah,
oh yeah, you're right. I don't even think he stuck him. That's crazy. Bro, how is that allowed, bro? That ticks me off. Freaking Chio, man. Guy thinks just because he's the best Brig in the world thinks that he can get away with a crime.
obviously.
By the way, cute little tech here. I see this happen sometimes. Watch Dong Hack. Watch Dong Hack right here.
Planting some of these biotic grenades that are coming on
He
in,
goes
right?
Doomfist.
You're
Does
going
anyone want to
to
know
get
why
back
he goes
and being
Doomfist?
able to use that cleanse.
Wait. I see players do this. I'm not sure why. I think the reason why he's freaking Heisenberg out here. Yeah. I think the reason they do this is I think it's to get out of spawn faster. I think they just do like tap punch H swap to Winston, but I'm not sure.
That are coming on in to get rid of that.
There's some strat in there somewhere. Yeah,
effect and
jeez,
maybe
clairvoyant.
punish off of
You see, I'm not taking one for the team. I already made a huge risk going over Washington Justice's thing, so streamers in Korea can't publish their VODs to Twitch? Wait, really? Really?
Happy
1984, man.
to that effect and maybe
Why?
punish off of that.
Happy
Why?
refuses to lose. Highest amount of final blows in the lobby right now. 8-1. He refuses to lose. Highest amount of
Nano and Winston. We'll probably just see a rally response from Chio.
Adding 2 to his tally with that pure
Wait, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
final blows in the
So Violet's on cart dueling somebody. They nano Winston, and he just gets whipped away, and they just rotate away. Like, I don't think you guys understand how important being able to do this is. They nano the Winston in. Okay, I will say that the follow-up from Houston is pretty bad here. I don't know where Pelican is, but he's not doing anything meaningful because there's no hack, there's no follow-up here. And they just nade, and they just kind of whip shot him away and just kind of like walk away. Something about ISPs not making a deal? 1984, man. Lay into the free, you know? I'm glad I live in America where we die young, but at least we have our Twitch VODs. So, you know, nade there doesn't hit on Fearless, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but they just walk away from the nano. And then Chio can rally much later. So now there's the oh, they don't get the hack in time. But it's enough punish to like completely light this guy up. I just don't know what Pelican and Happy are doing this fight. Like Dong Hack is just like I don't even know what Violet's doing this fight. Like they are completely invisible. Like completely invisible. Maybe Stalker's zoning them, but Atlanta remained like falling asleep at the wheel. Nano and Primal used for rally, and not just used for rally, but they used rally, and not only do they counter the Nano Primal, they're actually pushing after the Nano Primal. Yeah, I don't even want to know. And then now, so Houston's just like used the kitchen sink here, and then there's the nade. The nade doesn't hit. They go in deep with Pulse. He's got rally armor, so he can go more aggressively, but they don't get it. They Kiriko ult, and they EMP Fearless, who once again dies. Fearless is getting absolutely smoked. They Kitsune Rush. They're able to once again kite it out. It's like watching Dallas Fuel last season. It's like deja vu all over again, you know? He's dead. Where it's just like, it feels like the support line, this team just effortlessly kites ultimates every time. So many of Houston's ultimates have done absolutely jack all. So many of Houston's ultimates. I mean, this is a perfect one right here. Again, like this fight is pretty much lost for Atlanta at this point in time. And it does hit Tracer, but they're going for backline. Tracer's like a casualty. Tracer is lucky that Violet actually hits the headshot. Look at the timing of this EMP. Pelican goes EMP. He EMPs. Winston's not even there yet. Winston lands now. Happy's not even there yet. And so we could sit here and be like, oh, what phenomenal peel from Atlanta Reign to extend that out longer than they should. But like that, even though they win that fight, that's like a perfect example of what's wrong with Houston Outlaws. They just don't have they're just not clean with it. It's just not clean with it. The coordination, the timing, especially in mid-fight, just is not there. Atlanta not only coordinates fights well early, but they coordinate fights and engages well mid-fight too.
Regardless of the amount of time, they get it.
I think it could be both. Like Pelican pulls a trigger in that EMP, but Happy isn't there. And I don't even think Fearless had jumped yet.
Another unlikely comeback against the 43 seconds left for the Outlaws to make.
So Atlanta have like this massive ult bank going into this fight. Even with Lip getting slept there, you know? And really all Atlanta need to do is just sit and play patty cake on Choke. You know, don't do anything really.
Beam me up, Scotty. Dropping back down now. Happy forced away. He's hacked briefly, so he has
just chill. You have an advantage. You don't need to take a fight. You don't need to try and clear their high ground. You just sit here and shoot. You could even nade cart, honestly.
Violet mending wounds.
Rotation away. It's a good rotation from Shu. There's the nano. They go for the back line. They're peeling off the tracer. They're just hard marking. Just hard marking. You know, I dare you guys to walk through this choke. Here comes the EMP. It's probably going to hit. Is it going to hit? Oh, it's going to hit everybody. It's over. There's the suited GG's. That's it. Nano Primal. That's it. Houston desperately tries to force some sort of an advantage. But by the way, once again, Nano Winston. But look at the Nano Winston. Whip shot early. No follow-up whatsoever. I mean, this is just terrible. Like, look at the Ana break. They're falling asleep. This is Nano Winston. It's over. There's another whip shot, another Inspire procced. Nano, Kiriko, Kitsune completely wasted. I think they might have even hacked. What? Why does Violet TP here? Oh, Shu gets prime. I don't. Oh, Shu rotates. That's a bit of a troll from Shu. Shu should not have been there. That's a bad rotate from Shu. They needed to be patient there and just wait it out. And that baits Violet to go forward. And that's it. Backline's better. Backline's better. Lip is better. The coordination of the timing of it is better. Fearless played okay-ish this map. Better. Wow. I want to see this.
Just think about his career as a whole, right? Starts playing remote at the opposite time zone, right?
Oh yeah, that's right, with Paris Eternal. I remember he was on a
winner stage final there.
Yeah, going from there to being a world champion then.
But it wasn't straight away on that Dallas team.
Yeah, true.
There was some real struggles, and Fielder had to fight through some metas that were kind of hostile to like other aficionados.
Yo, Prosper, thanks for the subs.
And I even think after last year,
Bro, wasn't it more than 100 ping? I think it was like 150 plus. Because he was in Korea.
Like, oh, Dallas will be fine, like without them, right? Like, you know, there's tons of supports out there. And to see them come to Atlanta and be so
200 milliseconds, that's crazy.
Even
all right, y'all. Well,
all here game. So
last map.
in play.
Atlanta has been dominating in every single way. Outside of that one brawl match, I like the coordination has been better. The ultimate usage has been better. The Sombra play has been better. The backline play has been better. I think Tracer play has been overall better, but that's more of just a bias because I know that Stalker is a better Tracer player than Happy. I think Happy has been doing okay, I guess, but the coordination's been better. Yeah. That's true, Frozen.
Sending a large message to the rest of the league of madness. But I think just sending a large message to the rest of
nice
the
hap
league
by Lip. That's going to get their control of high ground. Also a little bit of yield ult charge. He gets his, he does get his Translocator forced out. Pelican is doing the rat thing. I mean, at this point in time, we've come to expect this. Like, Pelican is not only hunting consistently for Translocators, but he's consistently setting up for backline all the freaking time. All the time. All the time. And that does mean that we see more backline hacks set up. There's the hack on the fielder. He gets forced out. There's the shot onto Tracer. They're going to force Tracer out. They are unsuccessful with that. They're trying to isolate Dong Hack.
Needs a bit of healing right now, so drops the bubble. Belated, to be fair. He's about to hold on to that for quite some time.
If Fearless drops first. Fearless's bubble almost like kind of trapped him.
Hold on to that for quite some time.
If Fearless
Fearless gets hacked on the jump, and he almost dies. That's going to force a defensive anti-nade.
almost able to take out Dong Heng there.
Means that he also can't
Which team is going to win the cooldown trades? They force the Sombra. Oh, they don't get Sombra out. Oh! Okay. Notice again. Look at Chio here. I want to give credit where credit is due. So you see Violet on high, okay? Violet on high is, and Violet ends up disengaging. All right? He baits the Winston engage. Chio sees Winston jump in. So Chio drops and forces swings on the Winston because he knows he doesn't have to be with his Ana anymore. Lip survives with 1 HP and ends up getting out. Now, I don't know where Pelican is, though.
Line of sight, so almost able to take out Dong Heng there.
Means that he also can't initiate while he's sitting under that. Another 4-8-4.
See, the main takeaway here is just where the heck is Pelican?
To be fair, he's been holding to that for quite
Like, where the heck is Pelican? He's on the off angle, but I think it's because he's setting up in the enemy team's backline. His cycles are just way too long. And so what ends up happening is then, you know, this fight is just happening, and he's just not there. He's still half HP. I don't know where Pelican is. I don't even think it's a bad engage from Fearless. I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I mean, maybe the nade from Shu was late. Like, maybe there, but like, there's no help from Happy. The healing, does he even get healed? Yeah, he does. A little bit. Maybe a bad reload timing there, or I don't even know. Maybe there was a missed shot. But the nade's late. But like, Pelican just isn't there. Lip is just standing frontline in Sombra 76, and Pelican keeps setting up for backline and keeps doing nothing. And this is the weakness of this. Like, I promise you guys that Lip's translocator is destroyed right now. Right now. I promise you. But if you don't get that one shot, and that is a bit of a misplay from Fearless, I will say, right? Bang. He doesn't quite get the finish, maybe. You know, I think also, like, you would like to see Happy involved in this engage as well. Maybe a shot from the Ana or a nade from the Ana as well. So it's a misplay from Houston. But, like, if you don't get that finish, Lip is just gonna, he's just gonna SMG. And meanwhile, Pelican has literally been out this entire fight until now. So Fearless is gonna look like an ape there. Huh? Get it? But really, that's not just Fearless's fault. There's just no follow-up. Pelican just isn't there. Happy isn't there. The nade isn't there. The shot from his Ana isn't there.
If they get a player weak, everybody is converging on them within seconds. There is just.
So if you're not getting the one shot on your Sombra, I mean, look at Lip. Lip is tired of it. Then you know, you're cooked.
But I think that's one way in which like that team play
Stop foreheading me.
really being displayed here by the Atlanta Reign.
Oh, what an early engage. Not well timed though. Not well timed. You guys notice it? This is why this goes a little bit shaky. It's not perfect. Uncharacteristically, not perfectly timed. The Winston is late. The Tracer is late. And so therefore, they don't quite get the finish. They do hit the pulse. I don't even know how the pulse swim hits, guys. I'm not going to lie with you guys. Does anyone know what happens? It looks like it sticks on Dong Heng's bubble. Obviously, that's not the case, but... Oh, it hits on his shield. What is... What? I've never seen that before in my life. What? There's the hack on the fielder. There's an actual dive from Houston. And they get the backline trade. Alright. Nicely done. Does cost him a nano, but they actually get the follow-up. It hits behind his shield. Ouchies.
Stalker forces Pelican out, so you still have this getting both of them. So we'll see though, maybe the Outlaws looks like getting closer to a flip here as Stalker forces Pelican out, so you still have this trace.
Ooh, he gets destroyed. Bit of a mechanical misplay there. Better target focus, better mechanics from them.
Stalker with 3 in that fight. What an opener. Again, off the back of that Lip EMP, but everybody from the Reign, they're like moss on a rock. They just turn up.
Nice Lip.
They get their just desserts. The Outlaws do there. I'm sorry, like, Shu Fighter, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
These fighters are just insane. This doesn't make any sense.
Gary Chinese. It's like like an NBA meme. Welcome to the Guangdong Tigers there.
Notice how this backline's playing versus the threat of EMP. Like, everybody has to be on edge. Ana, Brig, Winston, all have to be on edge for this EMP.
It's just ridiculous.
There's the hack on Ana. Winston needs to use that as a cue to go aggressively. There's the EMP into the chain. They honestly just sell Fielder there. They know like that it's over. You know, they weren't able to stop the follow-up. They got 1, 2, 3 follow-up. Manual hack into EMP. Chio just needs to run, find value elsewhere. Questionable rally there. Not his best work. Really should have just taken the L there.
He sees the translocator to help. This will be the big one, right? Can they live through here? Oh, Lip actually, he sees the translocator.
That's great.
Oh.
A little respect, perhaps, Lip. Sat there on what, 10 health, steamrolled by Happy.
That's great.
But right now, he means business. Business hasn't been great though.
They need to be able to live through this next EMP that's going to come down.
That is the dive that we need from Houston. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
They need to
Manual hack
be
forces the Brig to turn around so that she can't hit the whip shot, okay? Winston then lands for free. Tracer lands for free. Cuts off the escape with the bubble. The Nano has to follow. Now, I do not agree with the Primal. I think Houston needs to play this one way more patiently here. You're doing fine. I don't think this was necessary at all from Fearless. But that's a much, much, much better dive from Houston in terms of the proper timing there. The question, though, is why the Primal? Not necessary. You can play around your bubble and zap, 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 and then go in. Not worry about Sleep Dart. Meantime, the Nano Winston's on the back line, which is being peeled off pretty easily. It's a little bit of a deep jump from Donghack. I don't think Lip had time to set up yet. So really just kind of a neutral trade. There is the response from Violet off of the deep jump off of his Ana. Shu needs to rotate in. They get the peel off. They walk into a fat EMP. They focus the Tracer because the Tracer is the hero that doesn't that is overextended and does not getting rally armor. Why do you think he primaled? No idea. Trying to greed the punish off of the Nano, maybe bumping the rally out. No idea. PTSD thought he was dead, so Happy just freaking dies. Frontline EMP, that's also going to cost Fearless. They Nano Fearless, but it's too late. He's native, that's it. Everything that could go wrong here for Houston goes wrong. A dry dive forces rally, first off. That's the first mistake. Second mistake is the rally hits 5 people or 4 people, and they kill the target that's isolated. Happy's not able to recall in time or blink out in time. Then they hit the nade onto Fearless, and because he's out of LOS and naded, he's unable to avoid the EMP. Then the Nano on the already dead naded Winston, and they're gonna be able to have they're gonna be able to clean this one up too. I think. Yeah, there it is. And that's it. Ah, jeez, man. Everything that could have gone wrong. All right, guys. Is this it? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. All right. Roll the dice. Let's see what we got. Sombra Mei on a Brig. On a Brig, but you're going to run a Ramattra because there's a little bit more space. The Mei as well because there's a little bit more choke control. This is just like an alternative comp from Houston. This map is a little bit more open, more linear. So the Ramattra gets a little bit more value. The Mei gets a little bit more value because the Mei is a hero that has good poke and has a good matchup versus Tracer Sombra. Hard to hack, hard to isolate. Obviously, the Mei ult's pretty much worthless in this matchup. I mean, it's okay versus the Winstons if they're not smart. But yeah. Also, Pelican, good Mei.
See how it stacks up against the Outlaws, who are for their last.
So Outlaws really need to find a way to kind of rotate. And keep pressure on the enemy Tracer, enemy Sombra, like hard mark permanently. Because if you look at things from like raw poke damage, raw like spam damage prior to the dive, Outlaws have a massive advantage. So you really want your Mei taking off angles, and essentially your Ramattra as well. And basically, if your Ramattra plays it well, he should never ever ever dive to a manual hack nade dive. So you need to like take angles, put pressure on the Monkey, Sombra, and Tracer 24/7. Happy's all the way in the backline looking for Sombra Translocator, by the way. I'm noticing a pattern here.
Buy time for Lip and Stalker to dissect.
And Atlanta needs to find a way to get isolation. Right? So like right here,
Buy time for Lip and
they are
Stalker
full
to dissect.
HP. That is a huge, huge problem for the Houston Outlaws. Right? The whole point of this composition is that you need to be able to put out some sort of dive pressure here. And let me tell you
Buy time for Lip and Stalker
who is
to dissect.
mispositioned. Who is mispositioned, ladies and gentlemen? Who on your screen is mispositioned? The whole point of the Outlaws comp is to control off angles and mark the dive, and either put out spam pressure or to discourage the dive from happening in the first place. Who's mispositioned from Outlaws right here? Actually, you could argue for at least 2 people, maybe even 3 people being mispositioned. Well, okay. One of these 2 targets doesn't need to be here. One of them can leverage point and spam pressure. The other one needs to be on an off angle, preferably on this side right here, poking out. I see this right here, and this makes me irrationally angry that nobody is shooting these targets because my Mei is on point. Why are both of my poke targets sitting on point? You only need one to put point pressure and the other one to control an off angle to clear these guys out. Mei being here is preventing this follow-up from being here. Or Ramatra being here and letting Mei go point. Both are pretty survivable. Now, what Happy is doing is fine. This manual hack will probably force recall or put out a lot of pressure. Like, see, their attention's now on him. So Happy saves the day. This is really good from Happy. But you can't have both of your characters on point. This is going to give a lot of space to Atlanta Reign right now. A lot of space. So even though the backline doesn't die, they're not going to die. That's way too much space and not near enough punish on the Atlanta Reign. Like, Atlanta Reign dive should have been absolutely curb stomped. Like, this is like really honestly way too much attention onto this Winston here. I don't like this. I don't like this. I think I don't want my Ramatra and Mei stacked up here. It's not good. It's not necessary. One of them alone is enough to push out the Winston here. Where is the mark on this Tracer here? And again, look at the stack. Pelican or Fearless, one of them should be on high ground, controlling an off angle. One of them should be here, controlling an off angle, pressuring point. This is really, really poor. Map 9 of the day, you're feeling it at this point? Yeah, that's true. So Pelican just dies. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he didn't have ice block or the backline was being zoned because he. But this is why you don't have the Ramatra Mei stack. Like, you're here. Like, the advantage of Mei is her gun and the fact that her mouse 2 at range and the fact that she's hard to isolate. She got hacked. Okay. And then she used the ice block to cancel the hack and then lost her ice block and didn't get healed because her backline was under threat. So a bit of a mechanical error, decision-making error from Pelican, but man, this is not well executed. Happy dies. I don't know how Happy dies. Maybe he loses Translocator to Stalker scouting. I'm not sure. That's it.
Finish him off and things fall apart. So
you have to control space. You have to control off angles with Mei. The whole point is you don't stack together and push people. You don't have speed.
Can guarantee they're going to walk right into his range. Need a feather touch the range to deal with this rather quickly. Range.
Just a mistake. Oh, we lost Translocator. Nice shot by Happy. I mean, these guys are rats. This entire playstyle is like, let's hunt Happy Lips Translocator. Nano Winston going hard. And Huge. Oh no, the Nano is too late. They tried a Nano Violet when he gets pulse bomb and it failed. No, they Nano Fearless instead. I don't like that decision. Maybe that was a fat finger. Maybe it was I don't know. Because the Nano, they're just going to rally in response and you're not going to get anything. There's the EMP. There's a counter EMP. The EMP from Houston doesn't work because Brig is already dead and Atlanta Reign is in the middle of a rally. The nade does hit Shio, so that's a good try from Shu, but then the counter EMP and then that's just cooked. The Blizzard hits nobody. Yeah, it's over, guys. I would say hunting the Translocator is fine in certain circumstances, but like, it's fine. It's fine. You just have to play around it. Like if you're hunting Translocator, you know that your teeth on your dive is a lot less. It's a play style, right? And it just doesn't feel like Houston has done it as well. What's the biggest tip when hunting Translocators? Know where they're gonna be. I don't know what to tell you here. Okay, you have to try and predict where they're going to be, and I think knowing when to hunt them. For example, when the enemy Sombra is likely in your backline, like when the Sombra's in your backline, that's a good time for you to be able to punish it for not having Translocator. Moira Lucio rush. Everybody group up. Let's just run it down. Surely that will work, ladies and gentlemen. No, it won't. Okay. Primal hack. Primal on Lucio. Easy isolation. Atlanta just has to kite it out. They do kite it out just barely. The Ramattra is enough to catch Fielder, but all Atlanta really has to do is just survive, and they do. And then the backline's basically getting picked apart by the Sombra Winston. And this is it, guys. This is it. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Wait. We'll play it out. I'll be a nice guy. We'll play it out. Questionable. Has he not seen Karku's video about forcing the fade first? This guy's crazy on Tracer. Oh my gosh. And that is it. Atlanta just better in every single way, shape, and form. You know, if you're Houston, you know, obviously it's been a tough day. 9 maps in, of course, you're feeling it. I think Houston definitely had flashes of good play. I think the back line, front line, I mean, everything Atlanta was better. You can't really point any one thing for Houston's struggles here. Atlanta was just better. Team play, macro, DPS, front line, tank. I think Donghack surprised today. I think he was the better Winston today. Obviously, a lot of factors played into that, but at least the first 2 maps, I think Donghack was the better Winston. Yeah. It was just, the Atlanta was just better. Donghack played well. You know, I think he did play well. I think Donghack found, a lot of times, was able to avoid death. And I think that's a big deal. All right, questions, guys. Questions. Let's take a moment for some questions. Enjoyable series. The level of coordination between Atlanta and the other teams was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. How was Hawk? I mean, I don't think we really can make an opinion. There wasn't really enough to say or see about Hawk. Wasn't anything huge either direction. I mean, I don't think he was like the major problem with that. There's a lot of other issues. Is Stalker the best Tracer right now? I mean, I think he's definitely got an argument for it, yeah. Definitely top 2 or 3, and probably better argument than anybody else for top 1. I mean, buying the best players, but from what we know about Atlanta didn't even have the biggest budget. I think Gator just did a better job building the roster than other teams. You know? And I think they also have the benefit of like a lot of really experienced players, so that like a lot of this new blood, you got people like Lip and Hawk mentoring these guys, you know? Fielder, Chio. Well, I guess Chio's not exactly a veteran, but, you know. Do you think it would have been worth it for Houston to try the Ana Kiri background a bit more? They weren't going to win the mirror, so I feel like it would have. Like, I mean, I think it's like they've done okay in the mirror in the past. So I think it's like, I think Houston is good enough in the mirror to roll the dice and see if they could perform it on a Brig. And then if it's not working, then yeah, you might have to try something else. But also, it's like, I don't think Ana Kiriko would have solved anything there exactly. No, I don't think Pelican Sombra switch was. I don't think Pelican Sombra was bad. It just wasn't Lip level. I don't think Happy being on Sombra would have been significantly better, at least from an outsider's take. Any ideas for the summer split compositions? No idea. Honestly, no idea. I don't think you're guys going to see as much Cassidy as you're going to see in ranked, but I could be wrong. What are the best ways to land consistently against good supports as Winston? I mean, a lot of it is staging. Like, you have to be unpredictable with your staging and hard to track. If you're coming in from a million miles away, like flying through the air, you're very easy to whip. And I think Donghak was doing a really good job about being hard to... Donghak was being a good job, like, being harder to predict and harder to track. And they also were utilizing their DPS attention as, like, a little distraction as well. Like, you notice a lot of times that, like, Sombra would go first or Tracer would go first to pull Brig attention. Yeah, they snuck away. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. From what we know, Atlanta isn't even in the top 2 or 3 in terms of budget. I mean, they're obviously a bigger budget team, but they're not. They're definitely in the top half, I would say, but not in the top as far as we know. If you run into Sombra, Tracer, Winston, Brig on a comp, what do you do? I mean, if it's any of these players, you just cry. What's Ram's goal into the last point? How do you get value besides keeping space and off angles? You just keep space and off angles. I mean, that's it, right? You just shoot the Winston. Shoot the Winston and make the backline, like, respect your positioning, right? Ramattra generally can't actually dive the backline, but he can more consistently prevent them from taking good positions. But they just didn't do a very good job of it. I saw way too many times Ramattra and Mei just sitting on point together. And that was not good. Yo, Alice, I'm doing fine. Thank you. The problem I have with the swap is I think Pelican's Tracer is better. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, honestly, about the flanker stuff. You think Atlanta? I don't know. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no idea what the next patch meta is gonna be. I think we might see some Brawl, maybe, and like ranked and stuff, but I don't think the new cast nade is good enough to turn off Winston dive. I think it's too hard to hit, and he's still so squishy. Maybe you see a little bit more Genji on certain maps. I'm more interested to see how the buffed and then nerfed Queen does, because I think she's definitely still stronger than she was on the previous patch. I think Queen is the more interesting hero than anything else. Because don't forget, they were not playing on even the original buffed Queen here. Do I plan to watch some VODs of World Cup qualifiers? Potentially. Do pros have their coaches in the ears? No. Yeah, I think we'll see more Queen too. I definitely think we'll see more Queen too. And I'm trying to think, what other changes did we see? The Mei change is more of a nerf for pro meta. I'm not gonna really lie with you guys. It's not great. I don't like the Mei change at all. The Cassie change is super obnoxious, but it's not exactly gonna affect dive that much. But I think Junker Queen is something we might see. Echo changes? What were the echo changes? Let me check the patch notes really fast here. I forget. Roadhog meta. No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, the echo changes are old news. Maybe more echo, because the ult costs a little bit, but also it's a little bit of a nerf as well. To me, I'm more interested to see... okay, the interesting changes are the Junker Queen changes, the Tracer nerf, to a smaller extent, the Hanzo and Widow nerf a little bit as well. And then if we go back to the previous patch, which Al was not on... the honest self-healing nerf is a bit of a change, right? That's definitely worth pointing out. Yeah, I don't know. Junker Queen, Tracer, a little bit of Genji, a little bit of Widow, a little bit of Hanzo. Those are the big ones. Yeah, Owl is 2 patches behind, yes. I think the meta has had, it's because the patch changes are more frequent, it's harder to lock down what the meta is. And you've seen it over time. Over the course of the season, teams have shifted more and more to the Winston, Sombra, Tracer, on a Brig, right? But initially, for quite a time, and for a lot of teams that weren't able to perform at that high level, there was a lot of variety about what was being played. So I think teams are more willing to experiment and play with the strengths, which is really good for viewership. But also, I don't think that there was enough time to like really solve the meta, you know? So like, I think like that's a good thing for Overwatch. But yeah. Honor Brig might not be so unkillable. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm telling you, if we see any sort of Junker Queen, you're not going to see Honor Brig. I mean, it depends on the map, like, obviously, but like you're like, it's gonna be Kiriko Lucio if they're playing with Junker Queen. Echo will show up more. You might be right. And with the Genji buff plus Junker Queen, Genji synergizes pretty well with Queen. So we might see that too, especially when coinciding with the Tracer nerf. So we'll see. Hey, you dog. Cheers, mate. Barely a statement. What? Oh, about the Echo thing. Yeah. Win Torb meta? Huh. Jodes with Genji, Queen, Lucio, Brig is pretty nutty. Yeah. My problem is that, like, I'm concerned about the Tracer nerf because I wonder... I don't know. I'm curious to see what we see. We might see Kiri, Lucio, Genji, something or another. I don't know what we're going to see, mates. I'm not going to lie with you guys. Tracer nerf is her spread bug was fixed, which was a net nerf. If Kiriko was out during Jotes, she would have made meta versus Brig. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That would have been really a weird meta, not gonna lie with you guys. Because she could have just totally, like release Kiriko would have been, like, crazy. That would have been a weird meta to watch, I'm not gonna lie with you guys. Because, like, Kiriko would have been busted, Queen would have been busted. I don't even know, like, what you do there. Like, that would have been bizarre. And can you imagine Kitsune Rush with old Kitsune Rush with Junker Queen, man? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't think Weaver's definitely stronger, but I don't think you'll see much play just yet either. Okay, chat. I'm gonna head out. I will be here on Thursday. I don't really know what we're gonna do on Thursday. We'll play it by ear. I'll let you guys know. Loves and kisses. I will chat with you guys later. I'm gonna toss a raid over to Melted Love. I don't know who this person is, but they are playing some Mercy. So give them a follow. I'll chat with you guys later. See you guys on Thursday. Exclamation mark coaching. Exclamation mark Patreon. Exclamation mark your mama. Let's hop in the raid. You're welcome. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.